Yes, week 5 of high school football here at Magley Field, home of the Columbus West Cowboys. Here at 4-0, going up against. We have a great matchup going up against the Walnut Ridge Scots, who come into tonight's league play at 2-2. Looking for an exciting matchup here with my partner.
Terrell Woodard.
Yeah, calling the game, calling the play-by-play tonight.
Uh-huh.
Looking forward to an interesting matchup tonight as we come in. Both teams, obviously, with West coming off a big win last week against Afrocentric, putting up 70 points, 4-0, 1-0 in conference play. You got Walnut Ridge had a big win last week against Marion Franklin Red Devils coming in also. So I'm looking forward to an exciting matchup tonight.
That's right, Fred. And tonight we have two running teams.
Yes.
Not a whole lot of passing that you're going to see tonight. But for West, Cowboys, they're off to their best start in 46 years.
Wow, that is amazing.
And they rely on their quarterback, number 5, Demetrius Brown. He's the fastest kid on the team. And in this wing T offense that they run, he's going to be the key today.
Yes, I do believe that as well. And I'm also looking to see the fullback, Moses Lattimore, number 44. He's another big-time player that they have on the offensive side of the ball, and he also is a big-time impact player on the defensive side of the ball, linebacker. So I got a chance to speak with him before the pregame, and he's excited to get this matchup going. The guys are really pumped coming into tonight. They're really hungry to face Walnut Ridge tonight, and I'm looking for an exciting matchup tonight.
Definitely. Now, from the Walnut Ridge perspective, they went 7-3 last year.
7-3.
But they're off to kind of a rough start. They lost a lot of seniors last year.
Yes, they did. Very young.
So they're just making some adjustments due to some attrition. But from a playoff team last year, they're looking to rebound and be the spoiler today here at West.
Yes, actually they're pretty potent, pretty experienced on the defensive side of the ball. Out of 11 that they have returning, 7 are starters that returned from a defense that actually only gave up 13.5 points per game last season. They're actually led by senior defensive back Ayers. I'm looking for a big game from him tonight. Also, junior defensive lineman.
And we're ready for the kick, Fred. We're ready for the kick. The kick is
here
on.
we go.
Ball's off.
All right. Uh-oh, he's coming. Big play, big play, big play.
So it's a great kick return there. Great wedge blocking by the West Cowboys. Sets them up in great field position.
Yes, it does. That way to get the game started with a big return. That's how you want to set the tone. They're already starting on Walnut Ridge Scots on their side. So yes, this is definitely good momentum for the Cowboys getting going.
Now again, tonight you want to keep an eye on the quarterback for West, number 5, Demetrius Brown, and the wing T attack.
Yes. 1st and 10 on the 45-yard line. Handoff. All right. Looks like there's a face mask on the play. Tackle on 15 more yards.
Now, again, what you saw here to begin the game is what you're going to see all game. Quarterback lining up, and he's just going to be the engine that runs the team today. He's got 10 blockers.
Yes.
To block for him, so he's going to be the guy that you're going to see over and over and over tonight.
Yes, and actually, the Cowboys, the look for them as far as with their offensive line, they actually returned 3 of 5 starting returners from last year. So this is definitely an experienced group up front. And from what I've been told by a head coach, they're looking to control the tempo, control the clock, and limit the turnovers. 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line for the Cowboys. Wing T, single wing T. Demetrius Brown up the middle.
And again, when you continue to see these tight formations, eventually it's going to draw the defense in and suck them into the inside. They're all going to try to look to stop.
Yes.
Quarterback running up the middle, which opens up running lanes to the outside. And that's what the West offense is going to look to do tonight.
Yeah, so if they can establish the run game, look for them to maybe try to go deep sometime throughout the course of the game, maybe to catch Walnut Ridge off guard.
Not necessarily in the passing game, Fred. I'm talking about running to the outside. This is going to be a running out offense, and they're lined up on the inside. They're going to see. Look at how the defense is stacked up on the inside there.
To the right side. Moses Lattimore carries the team down. Good run on first down. Excuse me, second down. First down for the Cowboys.
And you see great blocking up front. You see the backside is held by the quarterback action running out of the backside. Brown's been successful in a couple runs early.
Oh yes.
And so now they're using him as a decoy.
Yeah, that's what we're and that's what you could actually look to see tonight. Timeout West.
Chris, a little tight. Walnut Ridge timeout.
Oh, Walnut Ridge timeout. First timeout of the half.
And we're going to take a timeout right now.
Tell me what you see.
I be forgetting to look at that monitor.
Hold on. Good or bad?
This is like this reminds me of like Little League formations.
3 minutes, so every 3 minutes, 6 minutes, 9 minutes.
I'm basically taking your cue, but you know, as far as of what you're doing. Just taking your cue.
More tighter or less?
Just a little bit tight.
A little bit more tight, Chris. A little tighter.
Right there.
Good. Every 3 minutes or so.
It's back.
Are you guys ready?
There for
3,
like
2, 1.
Second and 10 for the Cowboys. Lining back up in the single wing T.
Now, the Cowboys have a lot of options here. It'll be tough for them to stop.
Fakes it to Moses Lattimore, the quarterback, Demetrius Brown on the left end. Takes the ball down to the goal line. Sets up first and goal on the 1.
On this play is where you're going to see the speed of Brown running to the outside, and they want to start establishing them up the middle so they get these running lanes to the outside like I was talking about before, Fred.
Yes, great. Like I said, this offensive line is definitely taking over this game. I'm liking what I'm seeing up front. They're really dominating the line of scrimmage right now.
Yeah, it says the 2.
Demetrius Brown up the middle. Touchdown Cowboys. The quarterback number 5, Demetrius Brown. I'm very impressed with this quarterback, Demetrius Brown, over here with the Cowboys.
And the play calling's been pretty simple so far. We'll see what type of adjustments Walnut Ridge is able to make defensively. Right now they have a chance to respond and look to see more of the running game. Now it's going to be tough. With a deficit here, will the running game be effective when it's more of a passing situation?
Exactly, and I'm looking to see who's the battle up front on both sides of the ball. I'm looking for the depth of both lines to see if Walnut Ridge will be able to control this front 5 of the Cowboys, or will the Cowboys just eventually be able to wear them down? Field goal attempt by Cowboys. Kassam Hassan. PAT. And it is good. West Cowboys take a 7-0 lead over Walnut Ridge Scots.
And special teams in the kicking game normally are a big factor when you have 2 running teams like this.
Yes.
And so it's big early to see West be able to get 7 instead of 6.
Yes, exactly. I was actually impressed with that. I'm not used to seeing too many field goals at the high school level, but it was actually a high snap. It was controlled good by the snapper, and he was able to knock it through.
And in the high school game, having a good kicking game gives you a competitive advantage over a lot of teams.
Yes,
because
it does.
In this situation, making it a 7-0 game instead of a 6-0 game, that essentially it makes it a 2-score game.
Yes,
instead of
exactly.
a 1-score game.
And look for that to possibly be a key to pulling out a victory for the Cowboys tonight. Setting up for the kickoff for the Cowboys.
I'm interested to see how Walnut Ridge responds.
Yes, yes.
But on that first drive, you can see that the West Cowboys are playing with a ton of confidence.
Yes, and that is expected of a team that comes in 4-0 this week. big game last week against Afrocentric. You would think they have a little bit of momentum carrying over from last week's team. So I definitely expect that from this ball club tonight. Walnut Ridge Scott set the pooch punt by the Cowboys. Oh, did they get the pooch punt? Oh, there is a flag on the play.
And again, like we talked about earlier, special teams is going to be a factor in this game.
As we've already seen right now, as the Cowboys tried to do a pooch punt and went out of bounds. It's actually a illegal motion against the Cowboys. Illegal procedure. Kick is out of bounds. Walnut Ridge will take the ball 1st and 10.
Walnut Ridge with great field position as a result of the poor kick.
Yes, and we'll see if that can kind of get Walnut Ridge going to see if they can respond early from the early touchdown drive that the Cowboys put on them. Outside run. Number 2, Derek Foster Jr. with a nice carry to get the Walnut Ridge Scots going.
They say on that play you see a little bit of misdirection, but West was in man coverage on that play.
Yes.
You saw Michael White. He missed the tackle. He made a great play with staying with him, but he missed the tackle.
Yes, that allowed the running back to get outside. Got to make that open field tackle. Timeout, Cowboys.
And again, so a timeout by West here, and it appears that there's just a little bit of confusion by the West defense. Good timeout here by the coach.
Yes, good timeout as well. Just to kind of settle the troops down and make sure everybody's lined up and in the right position.
But generally, just while they take a timeout here on defense, it's a good timeout, but then it's a bad timeout.
Exactly.
It's a good timeout because you want to get your guys on the same page. It's a bad timeout because you don't want to call defensive timeouts. The reason why you don't want to call defensive timeouts is because it requires more energy to gain ground than it does to defend it. So when it comes to using your timeouts in a football game, you want to try to keep those timeouts for when you're on offense. Say you're on a long drive and you're in the red zone. You want that offensive timeout to give your guys on offense a breather so they can get their stuff together and be able to put it together in the red zone.
Exactly.
As opposed to being on defense. Again, even if you're on defense and your guys are getting a little bit gassed, those guys on offense are getting gassed too.
Exactly. And especially with it being a humid night tonight, especially with the guys up front, they need those timeouts. So I definitely say that is to a disadvantage.
So with the confusion from West, will Walnut Ridge smell the blood in the water?
2nd and 4 on the 47. Walnut Ridge takes the snap. Quarterback takes it. Good defense by the Cowboys. Looks like there was some type of mix-up in that last high snap from the center of quarterback exchange. No gain on the play.
Now here you see the right end sealing the edge here, and that's important when you're playing run defense. It's going to be a lot of that tonight. And it's important that these defensive ends establish that edge and force everything back up in the middle so those linebackers can help you out.
Yes, and that was a key that hearing from Walnut Ridge, they definitely want to win the battle up front against this stout Cowboys defense. 3rd and 4 from the 47. Shotgun formation. Quarterback drops back. Good defense by the Cowboys for a sack. There's actually a turnover on down with the ball. Cowboys get the ball. 1st and 10.
Wow, for West, you could not ask for a better start.
Hey, I'm impressed with this West team so far. They're playing like a 4-0 team right now. So it looks like that early timeout by the Cowboys, it actually pays off because a few plays later, they create a turnover.
They were able to get things together, and they were able to come in. They met at the quarterback. I like having defensive ends that say, hey, bro, meet me at the quarterback. Sack stripper going the other way, baby.
Exactly. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. Coming left side, quarterback Demetrius Brown. He gets to the edge. He turns the corner. Good minimum gain. Good gain. It's like he got a 7-yard gain. It's like second and 3 coming up.
Now you see here, look at the the Walnut Ridge defense stringing this play out. They do a great job of keeping containment and stringing this play out all the way to the sideline, using that as an extra defender against the speed of Demetrius Brown.
And Demetrius Brown actually got a good block from his fullback, number 44, Moses Lattimore, in that play, which actually sprung him. Moses Lattimore up the middle, off the right side. Good gain on 2nd down. Excuse me, Mose Lattimore.
And the Cowboys offense doing a great job of misdirection here. You see, you have two. You have a tight end and a tackle pulling on this play, but it's the misdirection, that false step, that gets them going left and right the wrong way, making that false step.
Yes, I'm really impressed with this offensive line so far. They are definitely dominating this game. Once again, fakes to Lattimore. Quarterback Demetrius Brown is up the middle for a minimum gain on the 1st down. 2-yard gain by Demetrius Brown.
A lot of these runs you'll see JT Barrett on Saturdays for Ohio State do a lot of these mid reads where you're tucking it in the belly, you're holding it, and you're reading what that defensive lineman does. You see if he crashes on the running back or if it's a keeper.
We're at 2nd and 8 from the 29-yard line. Once again, end around. Good pickup. Jacob Adams, the ball carrier for the West Cowboys. Gets around the edge.
And again, you see the West Cowboys, they have Walnut Ridge on the run right now.
Yes,
there's no gang tackling. Look for a big play from West coming soon.
Looks like we have some motion on the defensive side of the ball.
That's going to be a false start on the defense, Fred.
Yes, excuse me. Offsides on the defense. Automatic 1st down for the Cowboys.
And when you see penalties like that on defense, it's usually when they're sucking air and they're trying to get out of their stance. They don't want to stay down in their stance, and that snap count got them on that one. Great job by the quarterback.
1st and 10, ball on the 24 for the Cowboys. Demetrius Brown once again fakes it to Lattimore on that left side, takes a nice gain to the outside. Good stout defense from the Scots to string him out onto the outside.
Now you see lots of action inside. The linebackers get lost in the wash, and that's really the plan and the design to this wing T option offense for the West Cowboys is to cause that confusion, do that little ball magic, that ball handling by their great quarterback, and then hit them out of whatever hole it develops.
Yes, definitely. And it looks like the Scouts are going to have to make some adjustments with the outside linebacker D in that right corner is going to have to make the adjustments. 44, Mose Lattimore up the middle. Good gain on 2nd down.
And Lattimore is one of their star returning players. It's important that they get him going early, particularly with a lead, because he's their power back. So he's their battering bruiser, built low to the ground, a Mike Tolbert type of a running back.
Yes, definitely. I was very impressed when I was able to speak with that young man earlier. He's definitely one of the unsung leaders of this team. 3rd and 2, tight formation. Up the middle, Demetrius Brown. Scoots through. Keeps going. Drives it down to the 2-yard line. Good run on 3rd and 2 for the Cowboys.
Again, you see the tremendous ball handling by Demetrius Brown at quarterback for the West Cowboys. The Walnut Ridge defense doesn't want to think right now. They're thinking too much and they're playing slow.
Once again, quick count.
Yep, quick count.
Touchdown, Cowboys. Demetrius Brown up the middle. They take a 13-zip lead on the Scots. And Terrell, I'm really been impressed with the offensive line from the Cowboys. They are really dominating up front for the Scots.
You can tell that they know who they are, Fred.
Yes.
And they know what they came out here to do. They don't run too many different plays, but the plays that they do run, they execute flawlessly.
And that has a lot to do with the returning starters of 3 out of the 5 coming back from last year. So that experience, they know each other up front. And then you can tell that on the field that everybody's on the same page up front.
Let's see how Walnut Ridge can respond once again. Now down 14-0.
Yes, at PAT was good by the West Cowboys, leading 14-0 right now. Yeah, that was a key turnover at that juncture of the game for the Scots, for West to be able to take the ball back down and just march it down the field.
And you see all that pre-snap movement in the backfield. Those linebackers are trying to read their keys, but they get lost in the wash. They don't know who has the ball.
Exactly, and that's one thing I have been impressed with Demetrius Brown is the ball handling, faking it to Lattimore on the end around. You don't know if he's going to go to the middle, come to the left. I've been real impressed with this offense.
You know, one thing was interesting in the pregame is you saw both of these teams warming up, throwing all types of passes, and I really didn't understand why.
Right.
Because they're not going to throw any.
Right. I don't think we've had one pass play on either side of the ball yet. But that was what both coaches, what I was able to talk to at the beginning of the game, both coaches said it's going to be a pound, grinded out type of game. So, and that's what we're getting.
2 scores here in the first quarter. We still have a lot of time left here in this first quarter. It's an outstanding pace for the West Cowboys. You got to stop the bleeding right now if you're Walnut Ridge.
And Walnut Ridge, I think this is actually going to be a pivotal series for them. They need to come down and get a score down here to get this game competitive again. Once again, pooch punt by the West Cowboys. And once again,
you're going to see here, I praised their special teams earlier, and now they're kicking it straight out of bounds. So
right.
That's the exact opposite of what you want to do, and you don't want to have that legal procedure on a kickoff ever, because you're just awarding the other team field position, which is what Walnut Ridge has as a result of that play.
Right, and the fact that the Cowboys' defense have been stout to this point, you don't want to give Walnut Ridge any type of momentum when they get the ball. So I don't quite understand that philosophy myself right now with the pooch punting.
I'm at a loss as well, but we'll see how this game develops. The coaches, they know this team, so we're going to chalk it up to that.
All right, well, Walnut Ridge ball 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Snap back. Oh, we have our first pass play of the game. Quarterback rolls left. And great defense by the Cowboys for a loss on the play.
Now, right here, you're going to see great defense by the West Cowboys. This is a coverage sack. You see man-to-man defense on the outside. The quarterback drops back. He sees nothing open. He tries to make something happen, but the defensive line does a great job of keeping containment even with that man coverage playing behind him. It's an outstanding job by the West defense.
Yes, and that was actually led by Justin Vance on the defensive end over there, who makes that tackle for a loss. I am really impressed by this Cowboys defense right now.
They look well coached and well prepared tonight.
And definitely look disciplined right now as well. 2nd and 10 on the 34. Up the middle. Great Cowboys defense for no gain on the play.
So a great job by the West linebackers of reading their keys. There was a pass last play, that's probably not what they were looking for. They still were able to read their keys and play their assignments. When you're doing that, each player has to pick who they're going to take, and the man who had the quarterback was able to make the play.
Yes, exactly. And I'm pretty impressed with this base 4-3 defense that the Cowboys are running as well. It seems like it really has the Cowboys on our up. Drop ball. Look, pass. We got our first pass completion of tonight. Oh, bad move by the Scots.
There's some laundry on the field, and I think It's the old Terrell Pryor penalty on this one.
Yes, he made Martin makes a great play as far as a catch, and you just can't do that as far as unsportsmanlike conduct.
Great pickup on the broken play, makes the catch, but here at the end,
bad move.
We're not in the NFL.
Not even in the NFL can they do that.
You're right, because it's the no fun league, and he got the old Terrell Pryor taunting call on that one.
I know his coach is giving him an earload right about now.
So that we can see the players, but not too far away.
Okay. So I got you. So LJ's tight. Princess. I got you.
So Walnut Ridge finally is able to make some type of a play to build some momentum.
Yes, and then just to get the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, that kind of kills a little bit of momentum that they had going for that last play. All right, up the middle, big play. Scott's up the middle. He looks like he's taking off down the field. And touchdown, Walnut Ridge Scott's. A big, long game. Did you happen to catch who ran that ball?
I can't see through this window. And that was Philip sides.
Now what you're going to see here is a great play call by the Walnut Ridge coaching staff. They lined up with 3 players extremely wide. They spread out the Cowboys defense. Cowboys defense looked confused on the play, and they were able to sneak it up the middle, open it up a little bit, and get that running game going. That was a great play call by the Walnut Ridge coaching staff on that one.
Yes, looks like that was number 24, William Stringer. Actually, the running back who made that.
A heck of a response by the Scots staying in this football game.
Yes,
Fred.
and that's just like what I said a few moments ago, that this series was crucial for them to actually get on the board, build some momentum. You don't want to fall 3 scores down to this Cowboys team. So great response by the Walnut Ridge Scots. It's like a timeout on the field.
We're going to take a timeout with them.
As well. Who made the score? We didn't know who. Did we ever find out who made that score?
I think it's number 2, Derek.
Is there any light in here?
There's not going to be light.
That's what we gave it.
Okay.
Plexiglass does one of 2 things when it's exposed to sunlight year round. That's what happens. Plus, it didn't help somebody try to paint that.
All right.
Coming back.
And we're ready in 3, 2, 1.
So after the break, Walnut Ridge actually gets a response from number 2, Derek Forrest Jr. with a big long gain. Gets him in one possession game, and they're going for 2. Fakes the end around, comes around.
Touchdown.
Incomplete pass. Oh,
Conversion's good, Fred.
actually the PAT was good, so we do have a 14-8 ball game. Great response by the Scots after looked like the Cowboys were taking some momentum coming to this game. What do you think, Terrell?
Well, you see the fake inside and the rollout. The West defense didn't necessarily expect that. Again, that's another great play call on the Walnut Ridge side. The quarterback has a lot of confidence with that left-handed delivery. Great job of getting the 2-point conversion, staying in this game. Again, special teams is going to be a big factor
And
tonight.
I think the Cowboys may want to keep rethinking that pooch punting on kickoffs, which has actually set them up for that last play.
It did.
So now we have a good game going on. Scots are setting up for the kickoff.
That's all right, Joe. We'll make it. We got it. We got Michael. We got Marcus. Ready in 3, 2, 1.
Kickoff. And fielded by the Cowboys. Number 5, good special teams from the Scots. Cowboys take over the ball. Now let's see if the Cowboys can actually respond and come down and match what the Scots just did.
So it appears that all that whole pooch kicking thing and that was just they were actually trying to do that, and it did not work because the kickers do have the ability to put the ball downfield and create field position for their defense.
Now, do you think that's a sign of that they're afraid of the special teams as far as who they have in the back return and punt? Do you think that's a sign of that?
It suggests that they're afraid of their coverage team's inability to cover kicks.
First and 10. Hand off to Mose Lattimore on the right side.
We got some extracurricular activity going on.
It's like it's getting a little
here.
chippery down on the field by both teams.
Laundry on the field.
And you would expect that. Two teams coming in at one-on-one, and both teams 1-0 in conference play. So you would think there's a little bit of chippiness on both sides of the ball.
Well, for the Scots coming in here tonight at 2-2, a big part of their season hinges on what happens tonight.
Yes.
You don't want to dig yourself too big of a hole early in the season. So tonight would be a big confidence builder for them on the road.
Yes, exactly. You know, like I said, they had a big win last week against Marion Franklin, and looking like they're trying to come back and get this, road conference win. So I think you're right on that. I think it's going to be a back and forth game. I'm looking for Walnut Ridge to respond, and I think we're going to have a close game tonight. Timeout on the field.
We're going to take a timeout too.
All right.
And we're back. First and 10. West Cowboys setting up to run more of that wing T offense. You got motion in the backfield.
Number 40. No.
I tell you, it's a lot of standing around going on out here.
Yeah,
This Walnut Ridge defense. If I'm West, I'm looking to punch these guys in the mouth.
Yeah, not a lot of movement on that.
Here.
Not a lot of movement on that last play. Looks like the Scots defense a front four. Looks like they made a few adjustments and they got there for a minimum gain. It's 3rd and 28, ball on the 10-yard line.
14 now. 14-yard line.
Pass play, wide open, got him, big play. Looks like, big play. And touchdown, Cowboys. Number 20. Demetrius Brown's pass is complete to Shamar Brown. What a play and respond. What do you think, Terrell?
We're going to take a look at the passing arm. Well, let's try to see what we see here. So, if it stands, people. If it stands. So, was there a flag on the play? There might have been a flag.
Wow, what an amazing throw by Demetrius Brown to get that going to Shamar. Flag on the play was a sideline warning on the West bench, so play is good. West goes up 20-8. PAT try. High snap. And the kick is no good. So score remains 20-8. What did you think about that last play, Terrell?
That's a great play by West. It's something that I didn't even see coming.
Where did all this passing come from all of a sudden? From both teams, it looks like.
But when you watch them line up, they use their normal, extremely tight lineup. I didn't even see the wide receiver creep out there.
I didn't either. And all of a sudden, you look up, he throws a nice long strike. But as we said earlier, when you have a big running teams like this, it will open up the play. And I do believe we spoke on that at the beginning of the game. So what a response by the Cowboys after it looked like the Scots had just built some momentum with a big play themselves. Now let's see if the Cowboys are going to continue with this pooch punting or if they're going to actually kick it deep this time.
Deep for Walnut Ridge is the one Joseph Martin.
Deep for Walnut Ridge on the kickoff is Joseph Martin. Dale Martin III. Oh, they get him on the onsides. Wow, okay. I'm just lost for words, Terrell. I mean, we were just
right here. You're gonna see Walnut Ridge completely fall asleep at the wheel. Now, again, this is a great play call by West because they caught him with their pants down.
Yeah, yes, they basically
they caught him with their pants down.
They did.
I'm not gonna be so hard on Walnut Ridge. They caught him with their pants down. These special teams coaches have really been working with these kids during the week because they have a lot of tricks in their bag. In special teams tonight.
But I'm a little bit wondering why, because of the fact you keep setting Walnut Ridge up with great field position.
Don't keep coming in and out. He's doing too much.
Looks like we have some laundry on the play.
Yeah, just kind of make the camera movements just smooth.
If I am the defense for West, I feel disrespected because if you're trying to get more possessions by kicking onside kicks with a 20-8 lead, hey, let me do my job as the defense and hold this fantastic lead that we have instead of you trying to get more possessions because you don't think I can do the job.
Exactly, and the fact is that, you keep giving them possessions, half the field to work with, and it's putting a lot of pressure on the defense. Up the middle for the Scots. Looks like you got a yard on the play.
Scots, again, go back to the running game. You see that spread formation that they're going to now that was so effective for the touchdown run. But Cowboys were ready for it this time.
Yeah, Cowboys look like they were ready for it this last play as of giving up the big play on the previous possession.
Oh, big old 77 running in there, getting in that run stopper. West Cowboys.
It's like 2nd and 8 on the 47. Drop back pass. And we have a completion by number 2, Derek Forrest Jr. on the play. Looks like, Terrell, these teams are starting to, after we had nothing but running in the first few series, looks like both of these teams have settled down and starting to open up the passing game a little bit.
It makes me wonder what we're going to see further on down in the game because the game is still very young.
Yes, and I've been impressed with these quarterbacks. They've been very accurate in this ball game, so I've been very impressed on both sides with the passing. We'll see if it continues. First and 10, up the middle. Ball carrier. Andre Franklin on the run up the middle. Good pickup.
Now here you're going to see great penetration with the late movement on the defensive line for the Cowboys. They're not going to worry too much about the pass tonight. I don't care what they've shown.
Yeah, and I'm actually seeing that because of the fact, look how far up everybody is on the Cowboys defense. They're not even respecting the pass. So this is when I say if you're Walnut Ridge and you're seeing this, you may see another strike over the top. Up the middle.
First down.
Number 8. The ball carrier, Andre Franklin again. Looks like Andre Franklin is trying to personally take this game over.
You're going to see a very patient run by Andre Franklin here at Walnut Ridge. He's able to set his offensive lineman up. You see the lineman crash down in the zone blocking scheme, and he's able to just pick through and use his vision to have a really nice run.
Yes, it actually was. I'm actually being impressed with this running back that Walnut Ridge actually has. And looks like both teams open up the pass. It's actually opened the running game up a little bit. I mean, look at the Cowboys are just not respecting the passing game at all as they have everybody up on the line of scrimmage to actually take away the run of Walnut Ridge. Looks like we have a flag on the play, encroachment in the neutral zone by the Cowboys defense, 5 yards.
A little bit of frustration by the defensive line for the Cowboys on that one.
Yeah, because it looks like, the Cowboys front seven early on in the game, it looks like they were controlling this game. Walnut Ridge wasn't getting a lot of penetration. And it looks like these last couple of series, Walnut Ridge's running game has really started to pick up. 1st and 10 on the 22 as we wind down the first quarter. Shotgun formation. Pass play. Outside. First down. Number 2. Touchdown. Looks like we have a lot flag on the play.
When you see a flag like this, it's usually going to be a block in the back or a hold.
Yeah, that was actually a good design play. You get the little quick outside. Now is once again number 2, Derek Forrest Jr., but negates a big play off the flag.
You see them call that a hold on the outside on the Walnut Ridge receiver. His hands, they extended outside of the breastplate of the defender, and you're going to get a hold call on that every time.
Yes, every time. And I know that has to be frustrating as a head coach. I'm sure Walnut Ridge Scott's head coach is just beside himself with these penalties that the Scots have really have done to themselves early on in this game.
Well, on that one, see, it's almost like, in basketball, when you're trying to run a pick and roll, it depends. Because sometimes the ball handler has to wait for the big man to come and set the pick. Exactly. And that's how it is with a block in football, too.
Exactly.
Running back has to wait for him.
Oh, that jump. Looks like offsides on the Scots. And they just keep having self-inflicted wounds all night long on the Scots team. And that just happens to be discipline right now. You're getting some.
Right, you see the head bob of the quarterback trying to get that hard count. So he's using that hard count trying to get the Cowboys defense to jump off, but he's getting his own guys jumping
exactly, and that's where the discipline from your own guys have to really be disciplined in that situation. The Cowboys are not respecting their passing the game at all in this game.
Single coverage on the outside, no safeties over the
None.
top.
Run on the play. That is number 8, Andre Franklin, for minimum gain on 2nd and 15.
Now you're going to see great penetration here by the Cowboys defensive line. They came into this game saying, hey, you're not going to run the football on us. And I can understand that because they have a collection of running backs for the Scots, and they're going to continue to run the football.
Exactly, and they're going to stay true to themselves. They're not going to worry about what the other team is doing, and they're going to stay true to their bread and butter. And so, how have you been impressed with what's gone on in the last few series, as far as with the game seeming like it's opening up? What's been your take on this so far?
From a talent standpoint, you can see that Walnut Ridge has talent.
Yes.
The talent isn't, I don't think at this point in the season for Walnut Ridge, hasn't necessarily come together. And so I would say that from a chemistry standpoint, that West is just a little bit further along right now.
Yes, and that's with a lot of the returnees that West brings back from last year's team. And you can actually see that as I don't really think West has had too many penalties on their side of the ball to where the Scots have just defeated themselves with all the penalties and actually negating big plays so far.
That's true. Now, here's one thing going forward. That was a long first quarter.
Yes, it was.
And so we have 3 quarters of this game to go. And I wonder about West and their depth.
Yes.
Because you saw big number 77. He was out there sucking wind. They had to ship him in and out a few times. And when you look at the sideline over there on Walnut Ridge's side is a little bit fuller than it is for the West Cowboys. So depth could be an issue going forward.
Yes, and we're going to definitely see whose depth will be tested coming up in the fourth quarter. So we have 2nd and 13 on the 25-yard line. Drops back deep to the right side of the field. Great defense by the Cowboys and single-man coverage on the outside. And that was number.
Now that on the coverage there, you see number 20, Shamar Brown. He has great size
Yes.
at 6'4", 189 pounds.
Yes.
He's a senior. He's got that the athleticism to play the corner at that size. And so if I'm the West coaching staff, I'm leaving him on an island out there all day because nobody's out jumping that kid.
Yes, and that's why I was a little bit surprised when I see that they have a little receiver out there on Walnut Ridge that he was just able to out jump him. 3rd and 13 on the 25. Scott's drop back. Once again, pass to the right side. Out of bounds.
Murphy's pass is intended for incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
Brings up 4th down.
Brings up 4th and 13 on the 25. And once again, Terrell, this is where special teams comes into play, as it looks like the Scots are going to go for it on 4th and 13.
I think the Walnut Ridge coach is a lot like you and Madden, Fred. Going for it on 4th down.
Strike, back cross. Oh, quick strike over the middle and touchdown. Walnut Ridge on a beautifully designed play, and that was actually number 10, Joseph Martin.
Now you're going to see again that one-on-one coverage on the outside. The quarterback makes a great read because the corner that you have in the slot there for West, he is barbecue chicken because he has no safety help over the doggone
And
top.
what have we been talking about the whole game? The Cowboys have not been respecting
A lack
their
of
pass.
respect, a total a disrespect. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Disrespect.
Right, exactly. Well, we've seen it all night long. The middle of the field is wide open. Snap, drops back.
A
Looks like
late flag. It looks like that on that one. The official was really thinking about it, and he came up with some pass interference on that one.
call. It was good. Looked like good tight man-to-man coverage on that last play. And it looks like, Terrell, that they're trying to exploit the middle of that defense right now.
They know, and the quarterback knows he's going to get man coverage on the outside. Now, they're running these streaks against it. Normally, when you get man coverage, you want to run crossing routes.
Exactly.
Because those are going to be able to, you can run those rubs, and you can really exploit man coverage when they're running that tight man coverage. But then when you have nobody over the top, you got to try to exploit them.
And it looks like they keep going with that post. They're running the post on them, and then it's catching the Cowboys defense off guard. And the PAT, the 2-point conversion is good. And once again, we have a one-score game, Terrell, 20-16.
And so when you watch the West offense, it's more of a college offense where it's relying upon reads and it's relying upon formations to help the quarterback read. When you look at Walnut Ridge and their attack, they're more of a pro-style attack. And it's a pro-style attack in the sense that they're looking to create matchups and exploit those matchups. And so they're looking to get their athletes matched up in space.
Yes.
And take advantage of that. And the coaching staff has been doing a great job of putting their kids at Walnut Ridge in position to be successful.
Yes, and it looks like the Cowboys may have to make some adjustments with leaving the middle of their field wide open. And it looks like the Scots to this point are starting to capitalize on running post plays over the middle against them. So looking to see what adjustments that the Cowboys are going to make. Setting up for kickoff for the Scots. And they kick it deep. And that is number 5, Demetrius Brown.
Now it's West's chance to respond right now, to try to take some time off the clock, try to give their defense a little bit of rest because Walnut Ridge has figured it out offensively.
Yes, and it looks like Walnut Ridge, looks like early on, looks like the Cowboys had all the momentum. The offensive line was controlling the game. And it goes back, Terrell, to that big pass play that Walnut Ridge got that actually kind of got them going, and then you got the taunt, and I think that play actually woke up the Scouts football team. 1st and 10, ball in the 23. Lattimore, Demetrius Brown, big pop up the middle, and he is gone. Touchdown, Demetrius Brown. Wow, what a response. Right back and forth we go, Terrell.
You know, there's a commercial. It's an old Madden commercial, and it's the player, and he's looking, and he's playing the new Madden, and he's upset because he says, "Man, they don't show my breakaway speed."
Right.
Right there, you saw Demetrius Brown.
Yes, Demetrius
Right
Brown.
here, you're gonna see Demetrius Brown
Great blocking up
break
front.
up the middle, and as soon as he hits that second level,
Boom, gone.
boom, and that's you. As a running back, what you want to do is you want to hit the hole with speed.
Yes.
And that's what Demetrius Brown did there, and he was able to show and finish.
And he got an excellent block from his fullback, number 44, leading the way, Mose Lattimore, was actually sprung him to take the ball to the distance. Demetrius Brown's attempt for the PAT was no good, so we stick at 26-16 Cowboys. Wow, Terrell, what a response by the Cowboys on that last play.
It is a great response, but I feel like they might have scored a little bit too fast because now they're sending that defense back on the field, and they barely had a chance to rest.
Exactly, and when you don't have a lot of depth like that, it's really going to be tested as this game goes along.
You know what? I think that Walnut Ridge might have let them score. And say, hey, look, you know what? Our offense is going so well. Man, go ahead. We know you want to burn some time.
I'm looking to see on this kickoff if they're going to continue with these pooch punts and all sides. Are they going to give
They
their
can't do that. There's no way they can do that
Are the
at this
defense?
point.
They're going to give their defense a chance and back them up a little bit.
And again, Fred, it goes back to, you know, if I am the West defense, I feel disrespected. Back when there's a 20-6 lead, and they had a chance to really impose their will upon this game, you go ahead and give Walnut Ridge field position. They get right back in the game.
And that's so deflating because it looked like and once again, we have another pooch onside kick by the Cowboys, which was recovered by the Scouts. This is unbelievable. It's real. I'm really lost at words how they could keep doing this to the defense.
If Walnut Ridge goes down and gets a score right now, I don't know how the coaching staff can look at their players and say, hey, we know what we're doing.
Right.
Because that's not what you want to do from a strategic standpoint.
Right, and this seems like it's unconventional because you're basically giving the Scots half the field on every single possession. And you're really putting a lot of pressure on your defense.
You really are.
So I'm really can't be too mad at the defense because they keep doing these special teams. 1st and 10 on the 46 for the Scots. Drop back pass once again, incomplete. He had his play. He had his man. Just inaccurate pass on the last possession. Attended for number two, Derek Forrest Jr. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 on the 46.
I see a 3-4 alignment from the Cowboys here defensively. And I think that they do like to kind of go back and forth. That 3-4 alignment is going to put them in a little bit better position when Walnut Ridge runs those spread formations.
But once again, as we see, the middle of the field of the Cowboys defense is wide open, and that looks like that's what the Scots keep attacking. Number 8 up the middle. And that is Andre Franklin, the ball carrier. Good stout defense by the Cowboys. Minimum gain of 4 yards on the first
Watch
down.
number 44 here, middle linebacker. This is how you feel.
Mose Lattimore.
He's going to flow to the ball. He's going to read his keys, and he's going to flow and fill as that. There's 2 inside linebackers in the 3-4 alignment.
Boom.
He fills the hole. That's what you want to do as a linebacker.
Yes,
Blow him up at the point.
Yes, excellent play by Lattimore. 3rd and 6 on the 50. Drops back, rolls right. Oh, he escapes one eluder. And great defense, number 44. That man, once again, Mose Lattimore finishes the quarterback off for a big loss on 3rd down. He is all over the field, Terrell. I'm really impressed by this Mose Lattimore.
Well, here you're going to see the outside linebacker. He's going to keep contained. He's doing his job there. The outside linebackers in a 3-4 alignment are responsible for setting the edge and getting that pressure. And that's a great job by number 24 there, playing the outside linebacker position in this 3-4 defense.
Yes, and once again, excellent defense by the Cowboys. 4th and 18 on the 41. Looks like we're going to get our first punt of the ball game. Punts it deep. No return by the Cowboys. Nice punt. Now, that's conventional special teams from the Scots that we just seen.
Well, right there, you see the Walnut Ridge coaching staff. They're not going to be ridiculous. They're not going to give West a great field position.
Right. They're going to make them go the distance, as you should.
As you should.
But I've been pretty impressed with this Columbus West Cowboys team so far. Looks like right now the play has picked up as we started the second quarter. Both teams seem to be settling down and picking it up pace on both sides of the offense. 1st and 10 and 41. First and 10 on the 17-yard line. Excuse me. First down. Brown up the middle.
Oh, wow.
Once again, he is gone. Woo! Demetrius Brown up the middle for a big, looks like 90-something yard touchdown. Wow, Terrell, what a response.
And like we talked about at the beginning of the game, number 5, Demetrius Brown. He's who we're here to watch.
Man, he is
That shows his
electrifying.
breakaway
He's
speed.
electrifying. Look at the offensive line. Once again, that offensive line is taking control of this game. Springs Demetrius Brown for a long game.
Pardon me? We don't have it individually figured up yet. We don't do, we,
Okay. It's a pretty good number so far.
the sun on the stick is up and good.
PAT is good, and once again, the Cowboys extend the lead, and it's 33-16 here in the second quarter. Wow, Terrell, what a response by the Cowboys. That Demetrius Brown is electrifying.
If you're the Scots on defense, what happened?
Looks like that the middle of their defense got blown up by that big, awesome front 5 of the Cowboys, who has really responded after the Scots took control back of this game.
When you see here, they all get eaten up. They're all waiting for the next guy to make the play. By the time they decide who wants to tackle Demetrius Brown, he's got the step. And he's got the type of speed, Fred. If he's even, he's leaving, Fred.
Yes, and look how he just outruns the 2 players from the Scots team. It looks like, they just had no answer as far as trying to bring him down. I'm really impressed with this Demetrius Brown.
Fred, you know what that is? That's what happens when you have a gear that the other guys don't have. You just keep going. Well, really, you know what it is? At that point, Demetrius Brown's going to hit his top speed. He just doesn't slow down as fast as the other players.
Exactly. And like I said, the Scots are going to have to make some adjustments as far as with getting some penetration up that middle, because right now it just looks too easy for the Scots. Once again, Terrell, we have a onside kick by the Cowboys, and once again it's out of bounds, and the Scots are going to have great field position.
You know what, Fred? You're a nice person, because you described what they just did as a, quote, onside kick. You're really giving a lot more credit than maybe I would.
I'm just at a loss for words for the Cowboys as special teams coach right now. You just keep putting your defense in a pressure situation where you're basically giving the Scots half the field every possession. 1st and 10 for the Scots. Ball on the 44-yard line. Quick snap. Number 4. That is Justin Vance on, it looks like about a 9-yard run up the middle. Brings up about 2nd and 1 on this play.
And there's a lot of action with the ball handling for the quarterback here for the Scots. But if you're the Cowboys, and it wasn't in the screen here, but the Scots still have receivers out wide and they're running deep. And there's no help over the top. So you really wanted to keep an eye on that if you're the West.
It looks like we have some offsides by the Scots. Procedure penalty backs them up 5 yards. It'd be 2nd and 8. Once again, Terrell, penalties, self-inflicted wounds by the Scots has really been a killer for them this first half.
They have, Fred, but when you look at this drive and you look at what they've set up so far, you have to look at what's called the RPO, a run-pass option. That's what a lot of these plays for the Scots are.
Drops back pass. Once again, over top, and incomplete pass. Once again, they're going to keep testing the middle of that Cowboys defense, Terrell.
And so here, your run-pass option is either the quarterback keeper, and he's going to look and read that, or he's going to take the coverage, that one-on-one coverage, over the top.
If he puts a little bit more accuracy on that ball, they've got some plays where he can get some big yards. So he needs to look to be a little bit more accuracy on his deep ball. And we have 3rd and 8 ball on the 47.
198 on Brown.
Wow.
198. Ooh, already. Drop back pass. Pressure up the middle. And good defense by the Scots. Led by number 2, Derek. Phillip Thompson on the sack for a big loss on 3rd down for the Cowboys defense. Big play by the Cowboys defense. Sets the Cowboys offense up with good field position. Punts the ball away. Nobody in the back for the Cowboys.
Number 5 is still out on the table.
Cowboys take over.
It's been a big half for Demetrius Brown.
Wow, what has it been?
Piled up 198 yards on the ground so far. 198 yards and 2 touchdowns.
In the first half. I mean, 200 yards. I mean, wow, amazing. Simply amazing. And again, that goes to what we said up front in the beginning of the game, that front 5 has really controlled the tempo of this game. Blocking up front with about 3 returning starters, and also by the fullback, Mose Lattimore, to help keep springing Demetrius Brown for the big yards in the first half. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. Lattimore gets the ball on the right side. And that time the Scots defense goes big. Uh-oh. We got some laundry on the field. Looks like there's some frustration setting in.
They want to play to the echo of the whistle out there. When they blow the whistle, everybody stop.
Thought there was a flag on that last play.
Now, I was a little bit surprised to see Brown hand it off here, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. Just keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing.
And the play call is usually same play, on 2.
Right. 2nd and 4 on the 26. Demetrius Brown on the right side. Wedge of blockers in the middle. And that time gets a big gain, but the Scots defense takes him down. Once again, he had a full wedge of blockers in front of him. Big gain on 1st down for the Cowboys. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys on the 45. Wow, well over 200 yards on that last run, Terrell.
Somebody stop this guy again. Like you said, Fred, you see the big road graders up front for West clearing the way, even though Walnut Ridge does a good job of trying to string that play out.
Right, and Walnut Ridge doesn't have any. They're not respecting the pass either at this point. They're bringing everybody 8, 9, 10 in the box to try to control this running game. Lattimore on the outside to the left, and Scott's defense for no gain on the play. Looks like Scott.
Well, this is high school, and it looks like there might have been a fumble on that play. I think that was a fumble.
Right, can we look at the replay and see?
Yeah, when you see here, you see what you want to do is you want to carry the ball away from the defender.
Ooh, yeah,
he's got the
he's
ball
holding the ball.
inside. He shifts it to the outside late while he's getting contact, and the Walnut Ridge defender reaches around and strips the ball. But
it looks like the refs may have
Called him
given
down.
the Cowboys a little home field love on that
a
last
little
play.
bit, a little bit. They called him down.
Too bad if for his instant replay at the high school level when he needed.
They go on. They have to go under the little hood or like look at the little.
Draws
Nintendo
back
controller.
Demetrius Brown. He throws the ball deep. Boom! Nice catch. Woo! That now Demetrius Brown displays the arm. The man does it all, Terrell. Wow, that was a good pass to the number. Who is that? Can we see the name? Number 16. Jacob Adams. What a play by Demetrius Brown. And again, Terrell, you run, bring them safeties up. Big play over the top on that last play. First and 10 for the Cowboys on the 21. Demetrius Brown up the middle. He spins. Scott's defense is waiting for him that time for little to no gain on that last play. This Demetrius Brown, Terrell, he's reminding me of the boy from Braxton Miller, the way Braxton Miller was his freshman year at Ohio State, to where he was a run-first quarterback, but he could throw the occasional deep ball, and that's what I'm looking at when I see this kid, Demetrius Brown.
It would be great if he could develop those incredible shifty moves like a Braxton Miller.
Woo! If he develops that, man, this kid is going to be nice. 2nd and 9, ball in the 20. Cowboys hurry up to the offensive line. Looks like we have a timeout on a play by the Cowboys.
We're going to take a timeout with him.
All right, and we're back in 2nd and 8, ball on the 20. And looks like fakes it to the fullback, and Demetrius Brown takes it to the left side. Looks like he got a nice little minimal gain on that last play.
You're going to see this tight formation from the Cowboys offense. They're really looking to just grind it out and run some clock right now, which is a great idea with a 33-16 lead.
Yes, exactly, and just keep wearing them down, and that's really going to test the depth of the Scots defense right now. 3rd and 4, ball in the 16. Up the middle, number 5, Demetrius Brown. It's like about a 4-yard pickup on that last play.
Running straight ahead here, grinding, trying to get that first down.
And
To be able to get a first down, it's great to be able to get a first down and have a goal to go still. And that's a situation that the Cowboys are trying to create, because you get 4 more downs, you can melt even more time off the clock before you go there and inevitably score.
Exactly. It looks like we have an official's timeout on this last play. It's real. As an former offensive player, when you're on the defensive side of the ball and you know the run game is just coming and coming, and you're almost just imposing your will on that other team. And it's like, we're not going to do anything fancy. It's just mano a mano, our strength against your strength, and you're going to have to stop it until you can prove otherwise.
Well, that's true, but just me, as if I'm a defensive player in that type of a situation, I'm licking my chops, because I'm going as a linebacker. I played linebacker, growing up, and I love stuffing the run.
Right.
And I love hitting the quarterback.
Yes.
So if you want to run the ball, I'm going to have fun. If you want to pass the ball, I'm going to have even more fun. And that's the mentality that you have to have in a game like this as a defender, is that we're going to come out and we're going to knock heads. I don't care what you do. I'm going to inflict pain upon you.
Exactly. And see, me, I played nose tackle coming up in high school. And so I loved when teams just tried to just keep running down. And it's like, man, that you just let's go. Let's just taking your manhood right
well,
there.
as a defense, that's your calling card. As a defense, you don't want to give up the run, because that is the telltale sign of a good defense, is a defense that is good at stopping the run.
Yeah, it looks like we have 4th and 1 ball on the 12, and we already know who's going to get that ball. Up the middle, quarterback sneak. And he looks like he bounced outside. Demetrius Brown on the carry. It looks like he got first down. It looks like first and goal from the 10.
It's going to be Demetrius Brown left, Demetrius Brown right, Demetrius Brown.
Just get a ball to number 5. That's all you need to do. Let him create. Looks like Demetrius Brown picked up 3 yards. It's like 2nd and goal from the 7. And if you're the Scots defense, you really have to buckle up and try to see if you can get this and stop this drive of the Cowboys. 44 ball carry up the middle. Mose Lattimore gain of 2.
And this is what you want to do when you're West in a situation. You just want to continue to pound the football 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Tick, 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 tick,
yes,
tick, tick, tick.
And then keeping the ball away from that fast, potent Walnut Ridge offense. That's what you want to do in a game like this. This big boy Lattimore reminds me of a big John Riggins. This team reminds me of the old Washington Redskins with the Hogs back in the day.
And Big 66 out there at left tackle is going to have to keep his hands on the inside, not get those holding calls.
Demetrius Brown rolls right. Oh, he sees the field, takes off towards the pylon. And the Scots defense strings him out. And looks like we're going to get on 4th down, we're going to get a field goal try by the Cowboys. So that was actually a win for the Scots defense on that last play to keep them out of the end zone.
Walnut Ridge does a great job of getting hats to the ball, and they know where the ball is going, so they better be there when 5
exactly.
has the ball.
PAT try attempt here. And the kick is good, and we have a new score of West Cowboys 36, Walnut Ridge Scots 16, deep into the 2nd quarter. And Terrell, get ready to go into halftime. What do you think adjustments on both sides of the ball that you think both coaches will try to establish? I mean, obviously for the Scots, you want to try to slow this potent running game, and obviously slow down number 5, Demetrius Brown. If you're on the West side, you want to just tell the big guys up front, hey, just keep doing what you're doing. So I'm interested to see what adjustments that both coaches make at the halftime.
If I'm Walnut Ridge, I'm talking to my defense, and I'm saying, hey, look, we still have a chance in this game. We can make some plays. We got to take number 5, hit him again, and hit him again. We have to make it so that he's not so excited to run the ball.
Right, and I think at some point the defensive coordinator from the Scots is going to have to make some adjustments and do something, because it looks like they're just getting killed in their regular base defense. And we get ready to set up for kickoff. It'll be interesting to see if the Scots, and here we go again, onside kick. And did they get it this time? Yes, and we onside kick actually works, Terrell, this time as actually no. So who did they award the ball to?
It's going to be Scott's ball. Because if anything,
It's like the officials are talking it
you
over.
look
right
at
now.
it here, they break the huddle. They come out, okay, everybody's on side. Does the ball go 10 yards? It does.
And it looks like Walnut Ridge Scots are going to get the ball.
So on an onside kick attempt, the ball has to go 10 yards. It did in that situation. West had a chance to recover, but they weren't able to recover.
Yes, and once again, if I'm the Cowboys defense, I'm just perplexed at this point. That when they keep doing all these onside kicks. What is this formation that the Scots are doing? Boom, middle of the field, wide open, post play. Looks like big play over the middle to number 5, Michael Ayers. So they catch the Cowboys with the trick formation, and once again they hit the post play over the middle, Terrell.
Defensively, you see West here. They're just trying to make sure that they line up and make sure that they read their keys. You got to believe what you see here.
His play out
because it's
to number
unconventional.
2. Wow, and touchdown Walnut Ridge. Number 2, Derek Forrest Jr. And the Walnut Ridge offense comes right back and scores on that play. And once again, Terrell, if I'm West, why do you keep kicking onside kicks and giving the Scots great field position? That is something I think they have to rethink about come halftime.
I don't know, but why didn't Walnut Ridge start out doing these formations? and
Right,
putting them
I'm
in
looking at these
situations?
formations like, what are you doing? Wow. And PAT, no good. And wow, what a fast response by Walnut Ridge and the crazy formations that we just saw. What do you think of those formations, Terrell?
Did they attempt a pass or run on that?
The West Cowboys need to continue to milk this clock for the rest of the game because, again, we've seen the disparity in talent when it comes to what Walnut Ridge brings to the table. They have a lot of athletes, and they're just finding different ways to isolate these athletes and being able to score. It's going to be a very interesting second half.
Yeah, I'm looking to see, like I said, I'm looking to see what adjustments both sides make. And the biggest adjustment is if you're the Cowboys, you have to stop with these onside kicks and inviting Walnut Ridge to just playing. Walnut Ridge hasn't had to go the distance of the field at all in this first half.
And they haven't. And the way their offense is coming together, you need to make them do that.
Exactly. So that's going to be a big adjustment at halftime. I'm looking to see if they make. That was some very creative formations out of the Scots that I've seen on that last possession. I haven't seen often out of two teams at this level of the football. Scots look to kick the ball off. And they do a pooch punt. And there's a procedure penalty on the play. Ball goes out of bounds.
Hey fans, catch highlights of tonight's game on WBN.
Now for the last minute and 10 seconds here.
This has been a long first half. Both teams have actually picked up their play on offense. It'll be interesting to see if the Cowboys will just take a knee or run this last minute and 10 off the clock.
We're going to see how well these coaches know their teams here in the second half because there's been a lot of ups and downs, been a lot of emotional ups and downs here in this first half. And so we'll see if they come a little bit back to the middle emotionally or if they're still the ups and downs.
Yeah, and it looks like the Cowboys are going to look to run a play here with a minute and 10 left in the first half. Demetrius Brown drops back, and he's wide open. Number 20. It was at number big pass play to number 30 to Shamar Brown. Wow, Terrell, just like that, as we think they're going to just take the ball to the halftime, that man, Demetrius Brown, hits him with a big play over the top.
He's the left-handed delivery, rolls left, again, the Scots are looking for the run here. They're looking for West to run out the clock. They were able to sneak a guy over the top. Great catch on the outside by a big 6'3" receiver.
Yes, and I've been very impressed with this Demetrius Brown this whole first half. Demetrius Brown up the middle. And Scott's defense controls him. Can they get out of this half this last minute without giving up a score? It's like a 2-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 8. Clock is running.
Watch the Ridge defense here. You'll just see a lot of guys standing around. And you see guys getting blocked, but you see guys that aren't in the play that are just standing and watching and waiting for someone else to make the play. We want to have pursuit and gang tackling. That's a sign of a good defense, and that's what the Scots aren't doing right now.
2nd and 8 of 20 in the round. Number 16 cuts it to the left side. Big gain.
He wasn't able to get out of bounds there for West.
Okay.
13.2 seconds left. Interesting situation here. You know, what do? You want to try to get a score. You don't have a lot of time left. And you have a dual threat quarterback who's throwing the ball pretty well.
Yes, if I'm the Cowboys right now, I'm looking to try to roll your tight end or your fullback out and hit a play over the top. Because the Scots defense is solely they're sold out on the run at this point. So the back of the end zone is wide open.
Maybe 2 plays here. Maybe.
Yeah, 2 plays sounds about right. Timeout, Walnut Ridge. Last play calling.
And see right there, now there's a timeout by Walnut Ridge, and that right there, that's a kind of a wasted timeout in the situation with 18.6 seconds left on the clock here in the red zone.
I think that might be a fatigue setting in on the Walnut Ridge defense. Why they give them a timeout, just to give them a breather, give them a break to regather the troops.
West called this timeout.
Oh, West calls this timeout.
West
Okay.
calls this timeout.
So just trying to West probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
West is
West
out of time.
Oh, so this is a bailout timeout for Walnut Ridge.
Yes, and like I said, I think just to settle them down and say, hey, look, let's get one stop going to this half with this being down 2 scores. You don't want to let this West teams get another touchdown before the half.
But there again, you have that bad defensive timeout.
Yes.
The clock was running, and West was confused. You just gave them an opportunity to regroup and figure out how they're going to score more points against you going into halftime.
Yes, that is true, but I think you call the timeout just to make sure everybody's on the same page. So hopefully, if they're able to get a stop here.
You better hope that whatever plan you drew up for your defense works right here, because they're still going to be able to get off another play with 18.6.
Yes, so it'll be interesting to see what West calls right here. I look for a rollout pass on this play from Demetrius Brown, looking to hit the tight end or the fullback in the back of the end zone.
Referees conferring about something right now. Not really sure what it is.
Yeah, there looks like there's some type of a
Players
confusion.
are looking at him. Hey, what the heck are you guys talking about?
Like, what's going on? Let's get to the halftime already.
Is there a sideline?
I don't think there's a sideline. I didn't know if you guys did want to have time.
All right, let's go.
First and 10. Demetrius Brown rolls left. Misdirection. Man in the back of the end zone. And incomplete pass. Just like I caught it. I kind of figured they were going to do something like that. And the coach is beside himself on the sideline because it was wide open and just didn't get the ball to him.
So, again, they have their same run, wing T formation, roll out to the right, but Brown is a left-handed quarterback, so he is able to switch his hips, make a great throw. You want a better catch there, but that was good execution by West on that.
Yeah, number 42, he has to make that catch and bail your quarterback out of that. And if it hits you right in the belly, you've got to make that play. Help your quarterback out.
And you like the footwork there by Brown, the waggle right, throw back left. That's a tough bit of mechanics there,
Especially
but that's good to see from him.
Especially from a left-handed quarterback. That's definitely a difficult throw to make. And it was right on the money. 42, you have to make that play.
That was good execution. That was good understanding of the play call. Actually, that's pretty close to John Gruden's favorite play, that Spider 2 wide banana.
Yes, I definitely remember that.
He made a great read.
Yes, he did.
He's got to work on the catch there,
Yeah,
but he's been impressive in this first half.
Oh, my God. This has been a fun first half to watch with this Demetrius Brown. I'm looking to see what adjustments that the Scots make at halftime and try to see if they can control him a little bit.
Should be about one play here with 8 seconds left to go in the first half.
Field goal try by the Cowboys. And we have a fake. He rolls out and is wide open. Touchdown. Cowboys. Wow. To number 16.
That was a great play call by the West
Jacob
coaching staff.
Adams. Wow, this Demetrius Brown
What
once
you're
again.
see here is they line up. They don't tip their hand. It looks exactly like a normal field goal attempt. Great throw from the holder, the quarterback, Demetrius Brown. He's been making plays all night. Now it's on special teams.
Right, and if you're number 16, that might be the hardest catch to make when you're that wide open.
It is.
You've got to make that catch.
It's like it just floats up in the air for a million years.
Right.
When is it ever going to get here?
Right. And the PAT is good. And wow, Terrell, we have a 43-22 lead. 2.9 seconds left in the half. Wow, 43 points. That's impressive.
What's the over on this game? 105.
I'm not quite
I think I'll take the over on 100
might
in
be.
this
And
game.
see, last week they scored 70 points against Afrocentric. So
They sure did. So this is a standard. This is a day at the office. This is what they came out and expected to do.
right, and I've seen a few of their games. I've actually got a chance to view a couple of their games, and they've had about three games this year where they've actually scored 70 points. So this team could definitely put up points fast in a hurry.
In the second half, I think what we're gonna see is if West's offense is good or if Walnut Ridge's defense isn't so good.
Right.
Because offensively, Walnut Ridge has a playoff caliber offense. But defensively, what they've been doing in this first half, that's not going to get them to the playoffs. Now, we'll see what the execution from West. I think that West can just come out and continue to run the same 5 plays, and it's going to be successful.
Right. Kind of takes you back to, once again, onside kick by the Cowboys. And Walnut Ridge gets the ball. And that is your halftime, ladies and gentlemen. The West Cowboys 43 and the Walnut Ridge Scots 22. And we're back for the start of the second half where the Cowboys lead 43-22 over the Walnut Ridge Scots in what was an entertaining first half of football. Big plays out of the Cowboys' number 5 leader, Demetrius Brown. Looks like Walnut Ridge, they tried to make, they have a quick hurry-up type offense where they score big plays really fast, but we're looking to see if maybe they found some things out defensively to try to slow this potent West Cowboys offense down. So what do you think, Terrell?
Well, according to our program director, Eldre, West runs the oldest playbook in history of mankind.
Looks like Little League playbook.
Again, this is a quote from our program director, Eldre. I think the center has 3 touchdowns for West.
Right.
So I mean, I feel Eldre on this. At the same time, I'm about doing what works and about about staying true to yourself. And they are not ashamed. They are not afraid to run this quote unquote old school offense.
It's like what you see out of Navy at the college level. Navy runs this almost like you got to stop the triple option when you play against Navy. So it's almost one of the same type of things. Like, you know it's coming, and you just have to try to see if you can slow it down.
And to Eldre's point, the West offense shouldn't be difficult to stop. What does make it difficult to stop is the trigger man.
Number 5, that man, Demetrius Brown, he makes the whole offense go. Now, we touched on this in the first half, Terrell. Looking to see what special team adjustments that they make. Because of the fact if you keep putting the Scots at the 50-yard line every single series, that could come back to haunt you in a close game.
A 43-22 lead can evaporate very quickly if you continue to do that.
Exactly, because you're putting a lot of pressure on your defense at that point, and you can give the Scots some momentum. Looks like the Scots have made some adjustments and are bringing everybody up to protect against the onside kick. So we'll look to see if maybe they kick it deep this time.
Great job by the coaching staff of making that adjustment. I think that was kind of one of those things that they didn't expect. And when you
never expect
that. But when you're trying to protect against the unknown, it's tough. You look at the NFL game last night when you had Jacoby Brissett coming in. Nobody had any tape. They didn't know what to expect.
Right.
And so he was hard to defend.
Yes, definitely. I definitely agree with you on that. So great adjustments so far with the Scots preparing for this onside kick. And they kick it deep this time. And number 2 for Walnut Ridge fields the ball, and that is
And again,
Derek
that's a great adjustment coming out of halftime by the Walnut Ridge coaching staff because they're kicking that quick kick, and we'll see they kick it deep. You see the returner, he waits just to see if it bounces out of bounds, then it goes ahead and returns it.
Yeah, it's great. Like I said, great adjustment coming out the half. They said they weren't going to get fooled by this onside because, I mean, in a high school football game, in football period, you don't prepare for that many onside kicks during the game.
You don't. You really don't. And it's high school. You only have so much practice time.
Right.
You don't even have time to include that kind of stuff into your preparation in a lot of time.
And here comes Walnut Ridge in that crazy formation that they did at the end of the half. Ooh, missed tackle. He looks to throw.
7-5,
And it looks like that was a completed pass on the opening.
Now you see the misdirection formation. Normally you see this type of formation on 2-point conversions and extra points. They've been able to extend this because as long as you line up correctly, the whole entire offensive line is lined up off to the side.
Yes.
But they're lined up legally.
Right.
And so as long as you're in a legal, correct formation, you can run whatever you want in football.
Yeah, it looks like that last play was negated by penalty on the Scots. I just haven't seen too many teams run this type of formation right here. Walnut Ridge takes a snap. Looks like they're trying to set up a bubble screen. He gets by the first wave, makes one player miss, and gets some of that penalty yardage back, and makes it a manageable second and third down. And that last play was caught by number 4, Justin Vance for the Scots. Looks like they're going to continue with this, what's been working, and move, get this ball down the field. Scott's man in motion. Snap the ball. Looks like the quarterback keeps on the fake option.
Number 4, Justin Vance.
And that was number 4 again, Justin Vance, the ball carrier.
Now you're going to see this formation. The quarterback has an option to throw out into the flat, number 7 there, or to keep. it's a tough read on that linebacker who's assigned the quarterback here because you have to run a spy there.
Once again, number 4 up the middle,
The
Justin
spread
Vance.
nature of how the offense is lined up. And if you were for the West Cowboys defense, this is a win for the defense because they have to dig this deep into their playbook to find something that might work.
Yeah, and it looks like the Scots are trying to get the playmakers the ball, number 4, Justin Vance, to get him down the field here on this opening drive of the second half. Scots drive back, short pass play completed for minimal gain. Pass caught by number 5, Michael Ayers. And it looks like the Scots are going to stay in this
And watching
formation.
the way West is choosing to defend this particular formation, they're going to take away that pass to the flat, and they're really looking to take that away because that's the first option.
They did the old Statue of Liberty play to number 2, and looks like great defense by the Cowboys as they sniffed that play out. They tried to run the old trickery Statue of Liberty play, Terrell.
I think Reese Davis refers to this as trickeration.
Look at he wrap around the back.
That's great ball handling, but when in this formation, that play is less effective because you don't have those big eaters in front of the quarterback, so the defense, they can see the ball the whole time.
Exactly, so you're not fooling anybody. So it brings up 3rd and 10, ball on the 49-yard line. Scott's quarterback drives back. Pressure right up the middle, and woo, what a big-time hit from your man, number 44, Mose Lattimore. Wow, that got the crowd amped up on that hit.
This is how you blow up the quarterback. You'll see 44 shoot the gap, reading his keys, using his defensive linemen to take up those blocks. He's coming in full speed. That's how you blow up the quarterback, and that's how you arrive in a bad mood.
Hey, the West said that we gonna stop this wacky formation, and they put a hurting on the quarterback that time.
Blowing it up, Fred, blowing it up.
Hey, but I'm impressed with this Mose Lattimore kid. He is a warrior out there.
It looks like number 4. Okay. Nice snap.
Not a problem. And you smell wonderful.
Since you amber. About the body, I gotta give you credit, right?
Okay, that's what's up. Okay, I remember.
Very nice being up here.
Let's see, I didn't know you guys were coming, and that's okay. Are you sure you don't want to come to the rest of our games like home games?
Hey, I love it. We can talk to her.
So a good job of letting it roll, down in the ball. They're trying to, now the Scots are trying to back up the Cowboys deep because the Cowboys have been controlling the line of scrimmage all night long. And this is what you want to do in this situation. You want to build some confidence for your defense, but the Cowboys are going to continue to dominate this game up front.
Yeah, so this first series of the second half for the Cowboys. End around to the left side. Demetrius Brown, and it looks like the Stouts made a little bit of adjustments. That time they corralled him for a very minimal gain on the first down. Gain of about a yard on the first play. So already we see some defensive adjustments from the Scouts in the second half.
Offensive line is still doing a good job of firing off, and you see those that guard / tight end double pull on those motion misdirection plays. West is going to continue to do that all night and dominate up front.
Fakes it to the fullback. Lattimore around the right side. And he breaks. He's gone. He's still gone. Big gain on 2nd and 9 for that man, number 5, Demetrius Brown.
Now here we have a great call by the offensive coordinator. This play is set up by the previous play.
Yes.
It's a misdirection going the other way, but it looks like they're going to run the same play. It's just you're making those linebackers read their keys and keep up with the ball, and it's tough with the great ball handling. Number 5.
Yeah, and it puts a lot of pressure on the outside containment of Walnut Ridge's defense, where you have to be disciplined at home. Same fake once again. This time he gives the ball to the fullback, number 44, Mose Lattimore, for a minimal gain. 2nd and 8. Coming up.
3 yards in a cloud of dust here, but you got to keep pounding the ball away. You have to keep using all your options. Again, right there, that was maybe he could have held on to that and come out the backside. We'll take a look at that in this drive to see if he takes advantage of what the defense is doing.
2nd and 7, ball on the 43. Fakes it to Lattimore. Demetrius Brown breaks up the middle. He is gone, ladies and gentlemen. And that's that man. Touchdown, number 5, Demetrius Brown. Woo! What, man, he is electrifying, Terrell. 60-yard gain by number 5. And it looks like he's coming up limping as he dove for the pylon on that last run. Woo, that boy up the middle, breaks it to the left side, and off to the races.
You see Demetrius Brown's outstanding ball handling here as he holds the ball in the belly of the fullback, but keeps it, hits the seam, and again shows his breakaway speed. That's his 3rd touchdown today, Freddie.
Yeah, I'm looking to see about this injury because it looks like he came up a little bit limping on that last play as he dove for the pylon. So let's keep an eye on that last play. And we just got an update on his stats, Terrell. Demetrius Brown in the third quarter has 312 yards of total rushing in this ball game, and we still got a whole other quarter to go.
And we got the other 2 guys.
Walnut Ridge is going to have nightmares.
I mean, what do you do if you're the defensive coaching staff over there? What do you tell your guys at this point?
Stop number 5. I think that's what he's saying, but I don't think it's
because it's like if you try to control number 5, bring a safety up, he's shown the ability that he can go deep and be accurate with the ball deep.
He has.
So what do you do?
What you do is you make him pass. You make him pass. You don't allow him, and that's fine. If I'm the opponent, I'm gonna try to make him pass poison, and I'm not gonna let him do what he really wants to do. But I'm not sure if Walnut Ridge has the ability to do that tonight.
I mean, this is amazing, and the PAT is good, and West once again 50-22 over Walnut Ridge. I'm baffled. I haven't seen this from a high school football team, and I'm just amazed at what I've seen tonight.
Well, again, West is off to their best start in 46 years with a 4-0 start. Excited about getting to 5-0, trying to put another 70 points up on the board for the 2nd week in a row.
Yeah, and at this point, it looks like they are playing like their 4-0 team right now and looking to try to really take control of this conference. And if you're the Scots, you just have to be somewhat demoralized at this point because of the fact that they just keep pounding the ball away at you.
And you just watch the defense get sucked in with that fake outstanding ball handling by Demetrius Brown. You see him look over his shoulder. He wants to know how much gears that he needs to use, if he needs to use all the gears. And it was a hit. Looked like it was a shoulder pad onto his right ankle. That might have been where he came up a little bit lame, but I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah, like I said, you just want to – and here we go again with an onside kick. Now, this is just – I'm not understanding. You have a 50-22 lead. Why do you keep doing the onside kick, Terrell?
And on this one, the ball has to go 10 yards before West can recover the onside kick attempt. And so you see the quick attempt.
It didn't even go 10 yards. What about 7? What about 7 on that last one? All right, we have Walnut Ridge Scots 1st and 10. Ball on the 47-yard line. See if they can get some offense going. Quarterback drops back. He airs it out. And incomplete pass brings up 2nd and down.
Now with the score being 50-22 in favor of West, Walnut Ridge has to get it going, and they need to get the passing game going. You see they've abandoned the unconventional formations, going back to more of a conventional attack. So we'll see which new pages in their playbook they pull out in the second half to get back in this game.
Yeah, and at this point, I mean, you agree. You got to score, and you got to score fast. So at this point, yeah, you've got to go deep at this point. And he looks to go deep, and he overshoots his intended receiver, number two Vance,
And so the Scots
number 2 Derek Forrest Jr. Excuse me.
continue to try to take advantage of the man-to-man coverage that they're seeing on the outside from the Cowboys defense. But if you're the Cowboys, it's working. They have the big corner on the outside, 6'3", number 20. I keep playing it.
And handoff up the middle. And that's number 4, Justin Vance. Oh, excuse me, number 8. Andre Franklin on the big carry and long gain. First down for the Scots.
Good blocking up front from the Scots. You see the pull. You see a hat on a hat, and the running back's able to just pick his way through. You want to see a better effort from the Cowboys defense. You have guys standing and waiting for the other guy to make the play, and that allows the running back to pick up another 10 yards.
And with such a big lead, I mean, you could kind of sense the Cowboys maybe, not where they need to be. Once again, up the middle for the Scots as they look to try to get something back on this drive.
And a game at this level, that's to be expected because you're going to have your emotional peaks and valleys, and there's going to be a lot of that in a high school football game. Here you see the Scots continuing to try to run the football. It's a great catch there by Walnut Ridge. Quarterback still trying to get something going here late in the third quarter to stay in this football game.
Quarterback drops back, hits to the end zone, overshoots his intended receiver. 2nd and 7 ball on the 19-yard line. We actually have a flag on the play. Looks like Murphy's pass was intended for no other than Justin Vance. Looks like you have a pass interference on the Cowboys. Looks like it's spotting the ball right around the 2-3 yard line for the Scots offense. Oh, excuse me, we're at the 10-yard line. Snap back. Draw play up the middle. Ball carrier number 8, Andre Franklin. Minimal gain. Great defense by the Cowboys that last play.
Now you see number 16 there. He's coming. He's got to steal that edge. And when you're playing defense and you're playing linebacker, you're that key read guy on the backside against that read option. You have to stay home so that the quarterback can't keep.
2nd and 8, ball on the 8-yard line. Man in motion. Quarterback drops back, fades back, and incomplete pass. Looks like pass was intended for number 5, Michael Ayers. Brings up 2nd and 8, ball on the 8-yard line.
And Michael Ayers in that situation has a size advantage, and so Walnut Ridge is just going to try to isolate him and run that fade to the back pylon. You see that a lot in college and in the pros. At this point, it's good when you can get an advantage, but there's so many more things that you can do in a red zone situation.
I would say he's trying to hit the post over the middle. I mean, that's what was effective for you in the first half.
It was right there.
That's what they did in the first half. 3rd and 8, ball on the 8 for the Scots. 3 wide receiver set. Man in motion. Looks like we have a little bit of movement. Looks like that was. Oh, it looks like offsides on the Cowboys. 5-yard penalty. That's a big penalty right there. 3rd and 8. So it goes from 3rd and 8 to 3rd and 5-yard line. Third and five from the 5.
Who's on the sideline out there with the coaching block?
Man in motion.
The one in the white shirt's a referee trained, but I don't know who the guy.
Flag again.
Another flag on the play.
Dead ball, delay game.
This time it goes against the Scots as you have a dead ball foul against the Scots. Pushes them back 5 yards. It's a big crucial penalty right there as they're inching closer. It sets up 3rd and 10, ball on the 10-yard line. Man in motion. Number 8, ball up the middle. And number 8 scores touchdown. Walnut Ridge, Andre Franklin. As the Cowboys defense got sucked in that time and they give up the touchdown on 3rd and 8 from 3rd and 10 from the 10, Terrell.
Now, the Cowboys were able to force Walnut Ridge to take a long time on that scoring drive. So even though they did give up the touchdown, they made them work for it, and that's what you want to see with the score being 50-28.
And at this point, I mean, you're exactly right on that assessment. I mean, they did make them use a lot of clock, so that was actually a win-win for the Cowboys.
About 2 minutes.
Timeout for the Cowboys.
And we're going to take a timeout as well. That's a heck of a response by Walnut Ridge. They still haven't given up. There's a long game to go, and they have plenty of time to make a comeback.
And the PA and the 2-point conversions failed by the Scots. Great stop by the Cowboys defense, and you're exactly right, Terrell. I mean, if the defense of Walnut Ridge can get maybe a cut, their defense has to step up and get some type of a turnover, give them some life back again, or at this point the Cowboys are going to continue to keep doing what they're doing. And I'm looking to see if that injury from Demetrius Brown, I'm looking to see if that's going to affect him as we go further into this game or not. So I'm looking to see on his next possession how he responds after that.
Oh, that can have a huge impact on the final score in this game. If Demetrius Brown is affected in any way by what looked to be an ankle injury, that could potentially change the complexion of this game and shift the momentum.
Right, exactly. And it looks like he's on the field. Looks like he's ready to go. So I don't think it's been too bad on him. Scots look to kick the ball off.
I know we always have this problem with somebody along here. Most of the time it's my uniforms.
Oh, they kick. Pooch punt by the Scots. And the Cowboys retain the ball. 1st and 10 from the Cowboys.
I want to see what type of impact Shamar Brown has in the second half for West. He's got great size, great athletic ability, and he can have an impact on the outside here for West in the second half.
Yes, I've been very, very impressed with him as well myself, so I'm definitely looking to see what he brings in the second half. 1st and 10, ball in the 45 for West. Shamar gives it to big number 44, Mose Lattimore. And as a defense, when you have a thunder and lightning, a type of an attack like that, when you could just bring Lattimore in. You've been outside with the quick Demetrius Brown. Then you bring it back up the middle with the book fullback Lattimore. I mean, that just takes a lot of air out of you if you're a defense.
Oh, yes, and then on that last play, when you see the handoff to Lattimore, you see the defense pinch down, and they still are unable to stop him from gaining 5 yards.
All right, Demetrius Brown taken down hard on that last play. And looks like we have Demetrius Brown looks to woozy. He looks a little shaken up on that last hard takedown by Walnut Ridge. All right. Looks like we have a flag on the play.
Might be a little bit of a legal procedure, maybe a legal shift, because they switched out quarterbacks on that play, and maybe the offense wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, and like I said, that injury to Demetrius Brown could give the Scots some new life here because it looks like,
Okay, and then you see there the tight end, a little bit of a lean on that play. So they just got to come together and regroup. Star player on the sideline, his status is uncertain. You got a 50 to 29 lead, 28 lead right now, so continue to run your offense.
3rd and 11, ball on the 44. And fake the Lattimore quarterback keep, and the Scouts defense was all over that. And Michael Wan with the ball carrier, and Scouts defense gets a big stop on 3rd and 11. And you could kind of maybe sense with the injury to Demetrius Brown, the Scots have got to believe that, okay, we may have a chance to get back into this game at this juncture of the game. I mean, 2:30 counting in the 3rd quarter. There's a lot of time left in this ball game. And they punt it. Ooh, and he gets it off. Oh, he muffs the punt. And the Cowboys retain the ball. And it looks like we have a flag in the backfield, which more than likely signals roughing the kicker. What a change of events this has become.
And look who's trotting out onto the field, number 5, Demetrius Brown.
Wow, what a warrior, what a leader. He understands the magnitude of this game. He's gonna put his team on his back.
And you see there on the replay the roughing the kicker penalty, and they didn't even have to run into him. They had already stopped. I think they just hit him just out of spite.
Right, and I think that's where discipline, again, all night long, Walnut Ridge has killed them with the undisciplined penalties. 1st and 10 at ball at the 22. Demetrius Brown is back in the ball game. And he takes the ball and he gives it. Looks like number 16, Jacob Adams.
And Jacob Adams, he had a big catch earlier in the game.
Yes, he did.
They run him in and out of the backfield. He's like their change of pace option in that wing tee. And so he's a player that does a lot of the little things for the Cowboys, and you don't want to
like a little Wes Walker kind of type player,
Julian Edelman type.
Yeah, that type of little player that they got. And it looks like number 16, Jacob Adams, gets up on his own will and walks to the sideline. Good for him. Nice to see him be able to shake that injury off, and good for him.
Well, his hair still looks fantastic. I'm sure
right,
he's happy
love
about
the
that.
hair, boy. 2nd and 8, ball on the 20-yard line. Ball carrier, number 44, Mose Lattimore. He drags a few Scots defensive players down.
And Mose Lattimore,
he's like a big old-time John Riggins type of
6
fullback.
feet, 225.
He's thick.
Power back, moves the pile, and you're going to see him. There's no question about what's going to happen here. We're going to bludgeon you. We're going to dull the knife, and just swing it harder. That's what West's plan is in the second half.
3rd and 4, ball on the 16. Lattimore with the fake, and Demetrius Brown fakes it to Lattimore and gets to the outside, and where the Scots defense strung him outside for minimal gain.
And on that run, you can see Demetrius Brown still may be feeling some of the ill effects
Yes,
of that cramp from earlier, but he's working it out. Offensive line, again, I mean, you see 4 linemen pulling on this play. They're trying to get a convoy. It's that old student body left, old student body right, except with an option on it.
Oh, yeah, that's the old smash mouth football right here. It's 1st and 10, ball on the 10-yard line. Demetrius Brown right up the middle. And at this time, it looks like Cowboys are trying to milk some of this clock down. They realize to shorten the game out now to get to the 4th quarter with a 50-28 lead.
Again, lots of movement in the backfield. Linebackers are trying to keep track of the ball, trying to read their keys, but it's tough with a fantastic ball handler like Demetrius Brown in the backfield for the West Cowboys.
2nd and 10, ball on the 10-yard line. Excuse me, 2nd and 5. Ball on the 6-yard line. Once again, it's Demetrius Brown up the middle, and the Scouts defensive front, led by number 55, makes a big impact stop on that last play. And we're winding down the 3rd quarter. 3 quarters complete. And as we change sides to the other side, it is the West Cowboys 50, Walnut Ridge Scots 28. And we're back, start of the 4th quarter. The West Cowboys have the ball at 3rd and 6 on the ball on the 6-yard line. Crucial stop needed for the Cowboys to try to stay in this game at this juncture of the game. Score here, I think, would just be a little bit demoralizing for the Scots to come back from. Demetrius Brown rolls out right, hits the short man. Oh, and he fumbles the ball. Ridge picks up the ball. And wow, what a big change of events, as looked like the Cowboys had a chance there, and the up man fumbles the ball and Ridge picks it up. And wow, what a change of events that was.
And you see here, it's definitely a fumble.
Great hit.
The ball definitely came out before the ball carrier was down. That's a heads-up play by the Walnut Ridge defense. They haven't given up. It's 50-28 here, but they have an entire quarter to make a run.
Yeah, it looks like, that's a huge turnover, as that could have possibly been the nail in the coffin at this juncture. Now, Scott seems like they may have a little bit of life coming now.
And you see at the tail end of that last play that Demetrius Brown got stepped on, but it doesn't look as though that will be an issue going forward.
1st and 10, ball on the 16. Looks like we have a little bit of movement. Oh, wait, no. Looks like timeout by the Cowboys. And we're back at 1st and 10, ball on the 15. Scott's defense came away with a big turnover on that last possession. Snaps back, tries to do a little quick wide receiver screen. He is completed, and he is broken a long one. Big gain, he is gone. Big gain on the wide receiver screen. And we have an injured player from the Scots down at the other end of the field. Wow, what a big play at that time of the game, Terrell.
Great throw by Isaiah Murphy, and an even better run by the receiver after the catch.
Andre Franklin.
Now you see an angle, because football is a game of angles, and you see the safety take an angle to cut him off.
Yes, he
and
did.
and be able to make a play on him. Now it gives the West defense an opportunity to still make a stop on this drive, and that's a great effort by the safety there.
Yes, definitely a great effort. And like I said, this is a crucial drive for the Scots. They realize if they have any shot at trying to get back in this game, they have to punch the ball in the end zone on this drive.
Right now. It's
Can't
now
wait.
or never.
That's why that fumble by the Cowboys, that was a huge play in this ball game where you could have probably nailed the coffin door shut on this if they punched the ball in.
This is an opportunity for West to show their maturity, because that's what it's going to take, is to be able for them to control their emotions, understand the situations that are happening in the game, and just go ahead and run the clock the way they have the entire football game.
Yes, the turnovers was key. That's what the coach told me at the beginning of the game, that they want to eliminate turnovers and penalties, and that was a big-time turnover. 1st and 10 ball on the 29 for the Scots. Number 8 gets the ball carrier on the right side. And now it's Andre Franklin again. Gain of 8 on the play. Make it 2nd and 2.
And no more of the bizarre spread formations. They're going back to their normal 3 wide sets, shotgun with one running back, and spreading them out and running their pro-style offense.
Quarterback drops back. He throws deep. He's got a man open. Wow. Touchdown Scots to number 2, Chris Derek Forrest. But wait a minute. Flag on the play. Oh, once again, the Scots killing themselves with penalties. Illegal man downfield. And once again, Terrell, if you're the Walnut Ridge Scots, time and time again in this game, penalties have negated big plays by their offense.
I was just about to commend Walnut Ridge for their outstanding execution on that play, but when you have a man downfield who isn't supposed to be, that's the opposite of outstanding execution.
They just keep all night long. Every time they try to get some type of momentum, something to get going, feeling good about themselves, self-inflicted wounds as far as with the penalties. And that shows as an unsign of undiscipline by this team.
So another chance for the Cowboys defense to make a stop. On that last play, they were in position, but it was just looked like better execution. We'll see what they do here.
Quarterback drops back, and he steps up, throws deep to the end zone. Oh, and he drops the ball in the end. The Ridge player had a step on the Cowboys defense, and he just dropped the ball.
This is a great read by the quarterback for Walnut Ridge.
You got to make that play and help your quarterback out.
Now you'll see it has to be a coverage mistake, because you shouldn't have 2 defenders on 1 receiver. Now the safety just gets beaten on this play. The safety had position, but you see the Walnut Ridge wide receiver just run past the safety.
Big time drop by Walnut Ridge. There's 3rd and 8 from the 26. Man in motion. Quarterback gives the ball. Number 8, 1st down and more. And that is your man, Andre Franklin. And Andre Franklin gets it into the end zone on a big times run, as it looked like the Cowboys had him for a stop, and somehow he managed to squirt in the end zone.
The West coaching staff has to be on fire. The defensive coordinator, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm losing my mind, because you're watching your defense look at the ball carrier, continue to run with the football, and no one is running to tackle the football. No one.
That's that old adage age. You got the right. And I'm wondering where.
Oh, somebody else will do it. Somebody else is going to make the tackle.
Where's the rest of the Cowboys players at? Like, that's 11 men to the football, and your man had him held up. And where are the rest of the teammates?
No, Fred, they want to be up here in the booth with us watching.
Right.
We're supposed to be watching.
Right.
They're supposed to be playing.
Right.
Stick your head in there, run to the football, tackle with 11 guys.
Right. You got one man got the man held up, and it was like for at least a good 2-3 seconds.
Oh, somebody else is going to tackle him.
Right. Where's the rest of the team at?
I want my teammates got him. He's closer.
Wow, that is really, if I'm the West coaching staff, especially the defense coordinator, I'm appalled at my defense right now.
You know what the West defense did on that play, Fred? They treated the football like the remote control.
Yes, they did.
Oh, you get the remote control. It's closer to you.
Right. Nah, you get it. You got it.
That's not the way it works.
And it looks like we have an injured Scott player down in the field. Looks like he's up on his own power. And what a change of events, as looks like the Cowboys are about to nail this game in the coffin, get the fumble. The Scouts come right down the field and touchdown, and we have a new ball game.
If West had managed to put another touchdown on the board and increase this lead,
This game would be over.
I could see the coaching staffs going over, because I learned something new this weekend. Did you know that if both coaching staffs agree, you can shorten the game? Like if against South Carolina State, that's what Clemson and South Carolina State had. That's what happened. The game was so out of hand that they decided to shorten the last 3 quarters of the game.
Wow, I didn't know that. And
can
it
do
looks
that.
like the Scots, Justin Vance, number 4, takes the ball into the end zone on the P8 on the 2-point conversion. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a new score of 50-30. Looks like 34, 36.
Wait a minute. They're discussing something here.
Oh, looks like there's a sideline warning telling everybody to get back on the field. I can see the head coach down there. He's upset right now.
36 on the scoreboard.
So it should be 50-36 right now in favor of the Cowboys. Looks like there's some type of
And it'll be interesting to see what the Scots decide to do here on this kickoff. Are they going to try to do an onside kick and get another possession? Because really, they need all the possessions that they can get. Score here again, you got yourself a ball game.
And at this point, I almost think you have to go for the onside kick in this situation. I'm surprised the Cowboys are not in formation to get this, because we've shown that the Scouts defense has not been able to get their offense off the field with any consistency. This would be a perfect time for an onside kick. And we have a pooch punt. Oh, and the ball goes out of bounds. The Scots had a chance to corral it, and the man did not get the ball. Wow, that could have been a huge change of events right there.
It's a heck of a kick here by the Scots kicker, and it's just a missed opportunity.
You have to get that ball if you're the Scots. It's right there. Fall on the ball.
It's great hustle by the Walnut Ridge special teams, but a missed opportunity to recover that squib kick. West takes over.
First down, Demetrius Brown on the left side. He's carrying tacklers, and the Walnut Ridge Scots defense corrals him.
Demetrius Brown gains 5 yards on the play.
And you got to think at this juncture of the game, the Scots cannot allow this Cowboys offense to take off time off the clock and just continue to pound and get first downs. They're going to shorten, they're going to leave them with no time to get back into this game. 2nd and 5, ball on the 34. And we have penalty on the play.
That shoots. West is called for illegal procedure.
And it looks like it's an illegal procedure call on the Scots. On the Cowboys. So, 2nd and 10, ball backed up on the 29-yard line.
And you see big number 76 there at right tackle
He's a big boy.
for West. But he's lined up there at left tackle, and he's been clearing them out. I mean, he's been getting pancake blocks, and he's blocking everybody in his wake, protecting his quarterback.
Demetrius Brown faced a lot more, and the Scouts defense looks like they got a little momentum on their hands right now. They are starting to corral Demetrius Brown, and once again, Demetrius Brown is down on the field. We have another injury timeout.
And you hate to see Demetrius Brown laboring like this late in the game. It's a hot night for it to be the beginning of fall, and so it could still be with the cramps.
And at this point, with a 50-36 lead, moving forward, you got to wonder with the coaching staff, how much more can he take? Because he's taken a lot of hits tonight.
Well, I think they were listening to me when I talked about the adjustments that they need to make at halftime. Hit him, and hit him
right.
again.
You did call it. And it
That's
looks
what
like
you have to do.
that hitting is starting to take a toll on him. And it looks like the Scots, they've got a little bit of, pumpness back in them at this point. They were flying around and jumping up and down after that last hit. So
Well, Demetrius Brown is going to sleep well tonight.
Yes, he will. So now brings up a 3rd and 10. And the Scots defense, if they can get a stop, Terrell, we 9:24 in the game.
They have a shot. They definitely have a shot. Making a stop here will be huge
Definitely.
for Walnut Ridge.
And the quarterback in the round, number 1. And that was a ball carried by Mike White, and the Scots defense holds, and it's 4th down. So, Terrell, I'm getting a sense here that Walnut Ridge look like they're trying to get their second win and getting some momentum now, and they're feeling good about themselves at this point.
The lack of depth at quarterback for West has to be a concern moving forward. It's a long season to go. We're still in September. And so as the weather continues to get colder, you're going to have that depth because he's not going to be able to recover from these hits the way he has been tonight.
Yes, you made a good point there. As that weather changes, we all know, boy, those hits, the cold weather get harder, and your body, boy, you got to really be able to withstand that, especially as the game's getting more intense. You're going for a playoff push. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out as we move forward. And now the Scots have the ball back with 9:04 remaining in the 4th quarter. And if they get a quick score here, it's a whole new ball game.
And there you see the injury to Brown on that play. It looks like it's still going to be cramps. He'll be just fine.
Yeah, he'll be good. Like I said, he's giving new life back to this Scots team. Quarterback drives back, quick slant. Oh! An incomplete drop pass by number 8, Harris. You got to help your quarterback on that.
Missed opportunities here, Fred. Missed opportunities.
I mean, wide open, and he drops the ball.
There's 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
Got to
you
make
don't have
that play.
time to recover at this point in the game.
You got to make that play.
And on that type of route, what that is, that's going to be a 3-step drop. And it's going to be 3 steps by the receiver and by the quarterback, and you put it right on the receiver's hip, which the quarterback did. It was just a drop by the receiver.
Pass is a little behind, but it's still a catchable ball. 2nd and 10, ball on the 37. And looks like we have a timeout, Walnut Ridge.
And if you're Walnut Ridge, you're playing against a disciplined West defense. They're going to play in position. They don't have the athletes, but they're going to be in position. So on those timing plays and those timing routes, that's what's going to be successful against this West defense.
Yes, and the fact that when you have those opportunities to make those plays, your playmakers have to make those plays. You've got to help your quarterback out in this situation. You don't have a lot of time left in this game. You got exactly 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. You need quick plays and plays in a hurry. And you just can't have those type of missed opportunities if you're Walnut Ridge.
But you know, Fred, football is the type of game where things don't come down to one play.
Right.
It's a series of events that take place over time.
Definitely.
That lead to the result. And so in a football game, it's hard to complain and say you didn't have enough chances.
Right, exactly. 2nd and 10, ball on the 37. Quarterback drives back. Nobody open downfield. He escapes one, and he dumps the ball off for a short gain by number 5 for Ayers. Good heads-up play by the quarterback to elude the sack and make something out of nothing on that last play.
And you see good patience right here. He's waiting for that crossing route against man coverage to break open, and he was able to create enough time to let him get open.
2nd and 4, ball on the 45. Quarterback drives back. He airs it. Oh, incomplete pass.
And we haven't mentioned Demetrius Brown's impact as a defender tonight.
Yeah, we haven't. And I don't know if he has even been out on defense or has it been strictly offense.
He has not come off the field. He's playing both ways, baby.
At
Old
this
school.
point with him being, I don't know if you really need him on the defensive side at this point in the ball game because his health is definitely questionable at this point.
As a coach, I would hesitate to have him in there on the defensive end.
Ball carrying. First down, ball run up the middle by number 8, Franklin. Gain a first down, and the Scots are moving the ball. 8 minutes left now.
You see the Scots on the move here, and they're continuing to keep the football on the ground despite the huge deficit. The West defense doesn't care about them trying to pass it all. And
I really don't think so at this point either. I mean, it's almost like they're invited. And we get some movement. Ooh, offsides on the defense. Another 5 yards going against the Cowboys defense. And looks like fatigue is starting to set in a little bit on these teams as we come down the wire here.
A lot of standing around, a lot of hands on hips. But as a coach, it's tough because you're trying to get your team to get into shape before the first game because you don't have a lot of time to get your team in shape during the season.
And especially when you don't have a lot of depth on either side of the ball and you got a lot of kids going both ways, nutrition becomes a big factor in these type of ball games, especially on hot, humid nights like this. 1st and 5 for the Scots at the 45. Quarterback drives back. Boom, takes a strike. And he makes the pass complete on the flag. And whoa, touchdown, Walnut Ridge. Wow, what a change of events. 45-yard touchdown pass complete. And wow, just like that, it's a one-possession game. 50-42. Wow. Got him on the flag pattern.
You see, it was a great route by the receiver. That's right, Fred. He runs the flag route to perfection. He gets the step on the safety help. So it's the quarterback's job in the situation to take advantage of that man coverage. That's exactly what happened there.
Yes. And like we said, 7.5 minutes left. This is a ball game now. We have a ball game now. Direct snap to number 4.
Touchdown.
Woo! Number 4.
Direct snap. Van.
And that was to Vance. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a one-possession game now. 50-44, 7:52 left. And Terrell, we have to go back to that first initial Demetrius Brown's when he got that first injury, and it kind of brought new life into the Scots team. And this is amazing what I'm seeing right now.
It has given Walnut Ridge confidence to see the leader of the Cowboys hurt. Every time he's slow to get up, they grow in confidence. And so it's going to be an interesting 8 minutes in this ballgame.
Yes, to see, okay, clearly the momentum is all on Walnut Ridge side now. Now we have to see what true character that this 4-0 team in the Cowboys has as we go down the stretch. I mean, this is a ball game now.
And the question here for West is, do they enjoy this challenge? Because in order to give your best when your best is needed, you have to enjoy the challenge.
And the biggest thing is that they really have not been tested. They've had a lot of blowout wins early on. You get a 2-2 Walnut Ridge team coming in, and Walnut Ridge is taking it right to this team. And they did a pooch punt, and the Cowboys retrieved the ball. And that was Michael White that received the pooch kick by the Walnut Ridge. And we have a new ball game, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see if the Cowboys can continue to do what they've been doing all night and give the ball to number 5, or will the Scots defense make this another game?
Now you see the elusive ability of Michael White on this play. And with the injuries to Demetrius Brown, Michael White needs to step up and be that other option, that other speed option, because Demetrius Brown's been laboring with that leg.
Oh, fumbles the ball. Demetrius Brown on the end. And the Scots defense can rouse him and gets no gain on first down. And it looks like the Scots, Walnut Ridge has made their adjustments. It looks like they figured something out on how to at least slow Demetrius Brown down this half.
They have, and they've increased their gap soundness in this second half. And the way they play, when you have 4 down linemen, you have a 2-gap responsibility. And their defensive linemen have been controlling their gaps a lot better here in the second half.
2nd and 10, ball on the 41. Drop back, Demetrius Brown up the middle. Once again, the Scout defense staying disciplined in their gaps. And the Scout defense is pumped up right now. They are not fearing Demetrius Brown anymore, and they're hitting him right now.
They are, and they're growing in confidence. But if you're West, you have to understand who you are, and you have to understand and remember that what you do works.
Exactly. And it looks like the momentum on the front lines have changed. Looks like the Walnut Ridge Scots defensive front has been taking over this game really from the West Cowboys. Demetrius Brown rolls to the left. He takes off. And he's forced out of bounds on 3rd and 7, and he does not make it. This is a big, big decision here on 4th down. What do you do in this situation?
Well, on this play, you see Demetrius Brown. They try to suck him in and sneak one over the top. The defense responds. This was a coverage issue, but you see Demetrius Brown, even though he's had the leg injuries, you still see him moving pretty well, moving to the outside. So the Cowboys should be just fine in this 4th down situation.
This is a big 4th and 1 on the ball right at the 50-yard line. Take back. And they get the first down and more. The chains move, and right now, if you're West right now, that's all you want to do is to make first downs and eat this clock away. That was big time 4th and 1 right there.
And what you're going to see here is the West offensive line taking it personally, taking it and putting it on their back and saying, hey, we're the reason that we have this big lead, the big guys up front, and we're going to continue to do what we've been doing all night long and finish this game out.
Yeah, and we have a 1st and 10, ball on the 45. Roll out to the right side. Demetrius Brown on the right. He turns up the field. He's on the sideline. And he gets out of bounds. Big play on the right side by Demetrius Brown. But he did the old Cardinal sin and went out of bounds and preserved the clock. And you could, in that instance,
But
you
look
got
at
to
the
tell.
offensive line. Look at
everybody
the
coming around that
multiple
corner.
offensive linemen pulling, getting out in front, getting a hat on a hat, and letting their athlete, Demetrius Brown, finish this football game
Demetrius
off.
Brown in that situation, though, he's got to stay in bounds. You can't you can't step out of bounds and give them more time on the clock.
At the same time, though, and I understand the criticism of stepping out of bounds because of the situation, but I'm looking at my health, and I'm trying to avoid some hits if I'm
Yeah,
Demetrius Brown at this point in the game.
Definitely understand that. And that last play, the big number 44, Mose Lattimore there up the middle. This is a big down right now for the Walnut Ridge Scots. They have to somehow keep them from scoring a touchdown at this point. Touchdown all but seals the game. 2nd and 5, ball on the 18. We have movement up front as flags come out. Oh, illegal motion against the Cowboys. Ooh, that's a big penalty at this juncture of the game with 5 minutes left to go.
And when you run this type of offense, the execution and the timing is imperative because when you have several players moving before the snap, you're not allowed to have more than one player moving at a time.
Exactly.
So the coordination and timing of everything in offense like this is important.
Second and 10. Fakes it to the fullback. Rollout pass. Demetrius Brown. Short pass to
Number 2. 5 to 2.
short pass completed to number 2, Michael White, for a short gain. We have just under about 4 minutes left in this ball game. This is a crucial possession for the Scots defense. If they have any chance to try to make a run at this game, they have to get off the field. 3rd and 10, ball on the 20. This is a big down right here. Demetrius Brown rolls right. Stoves rolls left. Misdirection. Demetrius Brown. And and big first down by Demetrius Brown on 3rd and 10. Looked like he wanted to go right, and then he saw nothing was there, and he went back, misdirection, and ran for a first down. Great improvisation by Demetrius Brown.
Now, on this play, you see a good job by the offensive line of giving Demetrius Brown time to make something out of nothing. At the same time, it was a good play design, but better defense by the Scots on that. It's a good job all the way around by both teams.
Yeah, it really was. So this is the Scots got to dig in defense if they want to give their offense any chance. Motion, give it up to the big boy, number 44, Marcus Lattimore. Short gain. Flag on the play. Terrell, I've been really impressed with both teams. This game has been good as advertised. You have a 4-0 Cowboys team. Walnut Ridge with a big win over Marion Franklin Red Devils last week, coming in 2-2. They have accepted the challenge of this team, and I've been really impressed with what I've seen out of both of these teams tonight, where Walnut Ridge could have really folded when they were down big, and to see them fight and not give up mentality, I've been really impressed with this Walnut Ridge team tonight.
I agree, Fred. Both coaching staffs have done a good job of preparing their teams. And once each team understood what the other team was trying to do, they've adjusted to each other, and they've been able to just go blow for blow, which is the type of game that you want to see.
Exactly. And like I said, I'm anxious to see this last 3.5 minutes that we have here. Uh-oh, somebody. 2nd and goal. We're at the 6-yard line. Roll to the right. Up the middle. Scots defense stays strong. 3rd and goal. Ball on the 6-yard line. Just under 3.5 minutes left to go. This is a big, crucial stop for the Scots right now.
And just a great job by the big guys up front for West. You want to continue to melt this clock, so just run it up the middle. They're either going to try to stop you from scoring and work against themselves, or let you score, which also works against themselves. Take advantage when you have the advantage. Good job, West.
3rd and goal from the 5. Big play right here for the Scots defense. Demetrius Brown roll out to the right. And the Scots defense corrals him. He does not make it. 4th down on the 5. And this is a big call right here, because if the Cowboys get a field goal, it's a 2-possession game.
It is. And that's a lot of pressure on your kicker right now. With 2:41 left in a 2-score game, you essentially win the
You win. The game is over if you make the field goal. So it's a big call for the West Coast. Do you gamble and risk maybe a block or anything on this play, or do you try to see if your offense can get the ball into this end zone and win the game?
Your field goal kicker has been good tonight.
Yeah, actually, that's been the big difference in the ball game so far.
It has been the difference. So you got to go for the 3 points here. If you're West, you got to seal it and put that ultimate confidence in your defense. Let them seal it up.
Yeah, and if I'm the Walnut Ridge Scots, I'm over there telling my special teams, somebody's got to make a play and block this field goal attempt right here. This is essential to the ball game. But it looks like the Cowboys have their offense on the field, so no, they are going for the field goal right here. So if you're the Scots, you've got to be telling everybody, let's block this kick and watch for this fake. This could be a fake too. This is the ball game right here. Oh, and he made the kick. It looked like it barely went over. Oh, and they got a roughing roughing the kicker on Walnut Ridge. Wow, big turn of events right here. That is an automatic 1st down. And that is essentially your ball game. Let's look at the play.
Low snap, good pickup.
Oh, he got pushed in the back. It looks like he got pushed in the back and ran into the kicker. That's a personal foul.
I got to tell you, Fred, that's a terrible call.
He got pushed in the back. And then he couldn't even avoid it. And you call that at that juncture of the game.
But at the same time, when you're looking at it bang, bang, live, they don't have the benefit of watching the tape that we do.
Man, what a huge penalty on the Scots. And that's a 15-yarder. But
more importantly, a new set of downs for West.
Yes,
and you're in business, baby.
Yes.
You can burn some more time off the clock. If you're West right now, I'm in absolutely no hurry.
And once again, the Scots all night long have killed themselves with penalties. They've got to have at least.
Oh, wow. And so an interesting decision by West here.
Do you take the points off the board, or do you?
No, they took the points.
They took the points off the board. Okay.
No,
they didn't.
They took the points. So they declined the penalty and took the points.
Wow, that's a yeah. I mean, because it's a 2-possession game at this point. So yeah, I would have done the same thing probably in that situation.
I'm gonna do a different thing. I'm taking that penalty. I want to melt time off the clock. I want to give them nothing.
Said put the nail in the coffin.
Yes. Leave no doubt.
Say we're gonna end it. Put it on the big guys up front and we're going 5-0 right on this play.
That's what we're doing. Riding those big guys. The
I mean,
buffet busters.
I'm not mad at you when you got all that power back there. I mean, you can go either way with that. So now, Walnut Ridge down 53-44 with 2:37 left. They're going to need to get something quick in a hurry. They're going to need a quick score, get an onside kick, and try to get back into this ball game. And they actually have. So we'll see how this last 2:37 plays out.
Walnut Ridge definitely has the athletes to make some plays here in this last 2 minutes and 37 seconds. It's going to be interesting to see what the kicking options
Do
in
you
the situation.
go for the onside kick, or do you punt it deep? It's like Walnut Ridge setting for the onside kick. Oh, and they kicked the ball deep the first time all game. They kicked the ball deep. Wow.
So they can. And that was a great kick.
That's the first one we've had go deep the whole game.
Could have been doing that the whole game. That's great. Yes.
So you take the conventional wisdom, make them go the length of the field with 2:36 left. And I think they realize Walnut Ridge has a type of athletes that can score fast. So at this
From
point,
anywhere. They can score fast and from anywhere.
so
That's
you
true.
make them go the distance and to get some time off the clock here. So what do? You got to be quick, get the ball up the field, and get out of bounds if you have a chance this juncture of the game. Boom, bomb over the middle. Oh! Intercepted by the Cowboys.
Guess who it was?
Number 5, that man, Demetrius Brown, comes up with the deflection interception. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your ball game. 53.
2 minutes and 25 seconds
What a
left.
play. What a play by this defense.
You see Demetrius Brown benefiting from the tip drill. And Bill Belichick, he tells his defense, if you believe what you see, you will be successful. And he believed that the ball was just sitting right up there for him to pick it off, and he went ahead and
for
caught
your
it.
star player, your leader the whole game, he's battled injuries the whole game. To come away with that play, this juncture of the game, what a tremendous victory this is going to be for the Cowboys. And this was nothing easy. I tip my hats off to Walnut Ridge for the way they came in to this atmosphere, going up against a 4-0 team, and they were down big. I tip my hats off to this Walnut Ridge team at this point. But hey, you got to give credit to the Cowboys. They had some adversity through this game. They were up big. Walnut Ridge came back, and the star players made plays in the game when they needed to.
Now, for West here, with just over 2 minutes left in the game, the coaching staff has to be preaching ball security,
Yes.
ball security, ball security.
Yes.
This game is not over yet, and the only chance that Walnut Ridge has
It's a
right
fumble.
now
It's
is
a
to cause
fumble.
a turnover.
Right. And now how many timeouts does Walnut Ridge have left? How many timeouts does Walnut Ridge have left? And Walnut Ridge only has one timeout left, so it's essentially they only have one more time to stop the ball. And if they get a first down, I mean, they could really want it at this point. West can just take a knee at this point.
We can get the cameras over here. It looks like they're setting up for a Gatorade bath here on the west side.
Wow, what a victory for the West Cowboys this is going to be. They were tested by feisty Walnut Ridge Scott's team, and I tip my hat off to this West team. Tip my hat off to them. Game was billed as advertised. What a great game this was, back and forth. It's about 1:50 now, 2nd and 6 from the 21. Look how he's carrying the ball. He needs to switch
again,
the ball.
2 hands on the ball away from the
And
defense.
the ball is in the wrong hand at this point at the time.
Delay the game.
Trying to get him to jump offside.
And sometimes you'll see that happen. You'll see a miscommunication when you're trying to run out the clock, and so you're trying to run the play clock down as far as you can. But sometimes at this level, there's going to be some miscommunication that ends up in a delay of the game on the offense there.
And a little bit of fatigue could probably be settling in at that point as well. Minute and 27 left here. 2nd and 16, ball on the 31. Demetrius Brown fakes to the fullback, rolls to the left. And I'm wondering at this juncture of the game, if you don't just give the ball to Lattimore at this point, Demetrius Brown has been banged up all night. You're going to need him moving forward. I don't know if I want him taking any more unnecessary hits at this point.
I agree with you, Fred. And Demetrius Brown, he was able – now that on this one, this was a read. He could have given it up the middle, but he did do a great job of staying in bounds on this play. He gave himself up, and to that point, he's given himself up. And you'd like to see him slide in that type of a situation.
Right. Just under 40 seconds left in the game. What an entertaining game this was tonight. Back and forth we went. Once again, I got to tip my hat off to Walnut
Pressure
Ridge.
kick, yes, a pressure kick. This is good training, a good situation by the coaches to be able to put their kicker in a situation where time's running out and see how he responds.
Yeah, that
in
is
a game
third
situation, time running out, way to put your kicker and be able to really see how he's going to respond when you need him in a situation later on in the season.
Looks like they've gone on ahead and brought the punter out in this situation. But, man, what a big victory for the West Cowboys tonight as they're going to move into sole first place of the City League South Division tonight. Walnut Ridge, they're going to have to look to regroup. This was a tough loss tonight. But when they look back at this game, all the undisciplined penalties.
Missed opportunities, Fred.
Missed opportunities. Really killed this team tonight.
It did. It did. Really did.
Every time they had something going, looks like penalty after penalty just kept shooting themselves in the foot. So they got some things to work out. But I look for this team to bounce back. Like I said, they're going to be reckoned in the City League South Division. But like I said, great victory for the Cowboys tonight. Congratulations to them. The young men fought very hard. They moved to 2-0 in conference play. Sole first place in their division at this point. Had a great crowd atmosphere tonight. Fans came out to support this team. Looking for big things as we move further on in the season.
And it looks as though the visiting stands have cleared out. I think they're trying to beat traffic.
Yeah, at this juncture of the game, I would too.
Not sure how heavy the traffic here is on the west side.
Boy.
At this time of night.
Right, 11 o'clock,
But I think it'll probably be clear. They could have waited to the end.
Right.
Ain't nothing going on the west side right now but the weather.
They got that long trip back to the east side. Yeah, their fans
It is a long trip, yes.
Got about 21.7 seconds left in the game. 2nd and 10, ball on the 11-yard line. Just about to wrap this up. 53-44. West will be in first place after tonight with the City League South Division. Once again, congratulations to Coach Fluchet and his coaching staff. And looks like the Cowboys have finished the game off with a safety on the last play. Oh, it's not a safety? Looked like the players were putting up safety. And that is your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to the West Cowboys as they move to sole first place in the City League South Division and remain unbeaten at 5-0, 2-0 conference play. Congratulations to Coach Fluchet and his coaching staff. What an amazing game tonight.
It was a great performance. Now, you do also have some coaching points that you can make this week.
Yes.
You don't want to give up 44 points.
And they're going to need to going down. They're going to have to rethink the onside kick every single series, because when you go up against a good caliber team, it's going to put you in a world of trouble as you move down and further into the season. So great victory tonight. Enjoy it, Cowboys. You earned it. Looking forward to seeing what this team has to deal with next week.
Now, at the same time, when you look at the kicking situation, it's a lot of teams in the Central Ohio area that look to try to establish and try some things early. And I think you've seen what the special teams unit can do for West.
Yes.
And they do have the ability to play a more conventional style when it comes to the kicking game. I think early they're trying to develop some things and practice some things and get into some situations that might present themselves late. And so just setting things up and going forward offensively for the Cowboys, continue to do what you do, continue to execute, and you want to try to develop some depth at quarterback going forward to handle some injury situations.
Yes.
On the flip side, defensively, your defensive line played well tonight, but there were some mistakes in the secondary that you can definitely use as some coaching points this week.
Yes, and I definitely agree with that. Like I said, great victory by the Cowboys. You take the good with the bad. I see the kids are down on the field and they're jumping up and down. I love to see that as far as with the kids, and congratulations to them. But, yeah, as you said, moving forward, they definitely need to correct some secondary issues. You definitely don't want to put your secondary in that position. So this is going to be an exciting team as we move forward to see what happens down the stretch here.
Bring us out.
All right, and that's it as we wrap up week 5 here. And once again, we have a great victory by the Columbus West Cowboys as they defeated the Walnut Ridge Scots 53-44 to move into first place of the City League South Division. This is Fred Yates
and Terrell Woodard
signing off with ScoreOnAir.com. We'll see you next week.